steel, a giant stance, a mech with heavy man's commands, each step a quake, a thunderous might, eyes aglow in the endless night, a taint beneath, dark and vast, power fierce, shadows cast, a mighty taint beneath its core, a warrior spirit, ancient lore. Welcome, Tainted, a lace-up tunic or medieval hoodie. Welcome, Tainted, let's talk about color, or should we? Welcome, Tainted, thinking outside the blocks. Welcome, Tainted, thanks for joining us, you rock! To have your fun hole rocks. Welcome, Tainted. Enjoy the Chronicles out there song. Welcome, Tainted. Thinking outside the blocks. Welcome, Tainted. Thanks for joining us, you rock!
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us for Think Outside the Blocks, your weekly official Brickworld live stream where we talk to you about thinking outside the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium and also thinking outside of your mental blocks. I, of course, am one of your hosts tonight, Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brickworld. And who else do we have with us tonight? Well, in alphabetical order, we have a world, he is a galaxy. Everybody welcome Jesse from Jesse's Brick Galaxy. How you doing tonight, sir?
You got it. Hey, thanks, Mark. I'm happy to be here as an official co-host with power.
Yeah, with power.
Wow.
Yeah, because I need the help tonight. And in case my internet is all crappy, the stream won't die because now we have a co-host who can help me with comments and help keep me on track the way Ben does when we have guests. So that's fantastic. And you are probably our most common co-host. So who better to give official co-host access to than Jesse? You know, one thing I do have to do is update that damn intro to get all of our new members credit in the thank you member slide. It's not that hard of a fix, and I have not done it yet. I think because I keep forgetting I should make myself a poster for that. But in the meantime, our second co-host tonight is a recent guest on the show, and here she is again. It's Joellen. Hey, Joellen, how are you tonight?
It's fine.
Good. Glad to hear it. How was your guys' week? Let's start with you, Jesse. How was your week, man?
How was my week? Wow, it's been kind of a whirlwind. Halloween was in the middle-ish of the week. So, gearing up towards that. We had a Halloween party at my brother's house on Friday night after Halloween. So that was fun. I brought a tub of yellow bricks. It was a Wizard of Oz theme, so I brought the yellow brick road.
Oh, that's nice. A Wizard of Oz theme Halloween party.
Yeah.
How many different costumes can you get out of that?
Right. There were 2 scarecrows. I was one of them. Okay. We had one Dorothy and one Wicked Witch, et cetera, et cetera. So, the extended family showed up in proper form.
That's very cool. It was a weird week because I went to a Halloween party before the last live stream. So it just kind of felt like Halloween was over. I was on the phone with my mom on Thursday and she's like, oh, hold on, there's trick-or-treaters at the door. And I was like, why? And I was like, oh, right.
Yeah.
Today is Halloween. How about you, Joellen? How was your week?
It started off with back-to-back days of concerts.
Oh, what'd you go see?
I didn't go see, I played.
Oh.
I play flute in the Fort Wayne Terrible Orchestra, and then I'm part of a flute choir here in town. So we had a concert on Monday night for one of them, and one on Tuesday night for the other one.
That's awesome. Is that their official name, the Fort Wayne Terrible Orchestra?
Yep, it's based on the really terrible orchestra in Scotland that started like 20-something years ago. Just a bunch of wanted to get together and keep playing, and it didn't matter how terrible.
Nice.
Do you guys have like shirts that say FWTO?
No.
You need them. Let us know, by the way, in the chat, the Tainted, how our audio sounds, because we never know until we're live. So if things are uneven or anything that we should adjust, if there's an echo or anything like that, please let us know. My week was this. So the black hound is our dog. That's Orion. The orange Vizsla in there is Cheeto, the one who's typically under my desk at the same time with Orion a lot of the time. And then the white and black little Vishan was 4-month-old Phoebe, who we were watching this weekend. And I retract everything I've ever said about I miss when Orion was a puppy and XYZ because I'm exhausted. She's exhausted. Like our dog Orion is exhausted because she was a good big cousin. She was a good babysitter, but she's over it because the puppy is in love with her. Phoebe is absolutely in love with Orion and just followed her everywhere. Every time Orion moves, she's like, "Oh, it's playtime." So that was kind of like the last 4 days in 30-second little video. Puppy power is right. Oh yeah, speaking of P, that's our letter for the night. Before we get into the run show, let's see who's here in the Tainted. We got Brick Dad Builds channel member here who's not in the slide in the intro yet. Apologies. Thank you for joining us anyway, even though we keep sliding you. Papa Rex is here. Hey, Papa Rex. Rob Claxton, Papa Rex channel member. Rob Claxton channel member, alternate candidate. Ralph Nader is here. Superhawk Bricks is here, one of the people that we'll bring up as a sponsor of our show. Staff members of Brickworld, they do all our interactives. Great couple of people there, Supa and Hawk. Amy Schultz channel member is here. Amy Schultz says, incredible, very cool that you are in the orchestra. I think so too. That's something that I like. If I could be a weekend warrior of anything, I would love to go back. And I used to play chimes and bells in an orchestra. I miss it. How often do you get to do that, Joanne? Because that is very cool.
It's a 8 to 10 week session twice a year.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's not too bad. You can like work it into seasons and kind of like, that's really cool. I'm a little jealous.
More me. My family has chops at guitar. My brothers play guitar. My dad plays guitar and other things, and they drum around and they have like little jam sessions. And
it's like,
nope, I didn't get that bug or practice. Everything takes P for practice.
P for practice. My entire life has been being a jack of all trades, master of none. And I play piano and guitar, and I'm not very good at either. But I played them live, both. MG is here, says ciao. Ciao to you as well, MG. So bear with us tonight on the slide sharing, because apparently StreamYard is currently having trouble sharing Google Slides. So I have to share my screen, which is usually not a problem, but StreamYard is apparently doing something different with the way we share our screens as well. So let's bring up the run of show. Let me do this as well. Hold on one second, because I didn't rewind it to the first slide. All right, now I'll try it. Stop sharing. Share again. This is fun. How's everyone liking this? If you guys like what you're seeing, click like and subscribe. And who doesn't love someone trying to figure out how to share their screen when it's not letting them share their screen, and it's not letting me share my screen now? What is happening? Give me 1 second. I'm going to drop in and out of the studio, see if that helps.
I was going to say, send it to me.
Yeah, I may
share my screen.
I may actually have to present share screen. Oh my God, you guys. I can read this to you. All right, this is bizarre.
I have in-house tech.
Right. Well, this is like.
Have you tried? When you hit the share button, have you tried like the window instead of the tab?
All it says when I hit share screen, it just says like your system settings, or like it says share your system preference settings. All right, so hold on 1 second. Slides. Come on.
Mine seems to be working, but I don't have the thing.
This is ridiculous. I can send you the links and we'll see how this goes. How bizarre. All right, that's fun. Like it may be something where I need to like completely drop out of the studio and see if that fixes it. But yeah, this is a whole like little gag here that's not even going to play through. Let me see if I can find the link to this, Jesse, and send it to you in the private chat. Share. Anybody with the link?
P for professional.
I know, right?
Or problems.
Well, it's like I brought up the show run in the green room beforehand. Just talk amongst yourselves, Tainted, while we go through all this. All right, Jesse, I just sent that to you. Best of luck sharing it because I'm not having any luck over here.
Yeah, this will be a test of my new power.
Yeah.
Power.
So, I mean, in the meantime, while we try to figure out if that works, let's
Did you
watch
share
this.
an email or
In the private chat in StreamYard.
In private chat. Okay.
Yeah. Let's watch puppy video again. All right. In the meantime, Charlie Kaufman, channel member, has shown up. Amy Schultz says she doesn't have any rhythm. She can't play an instrument well. Cooper Copper Kayak. Man, I try so hard. Cooper Copper Kayak is here. He says, "Yo." Superhawk says, "Nope." They were talking amongst themselves as I had asked. Thank you very much. How's it going on sharing screen, Jesse?
I think I got it. So I don't know if it's going to pop in right away. It did.
Oh, look, there it is. All right. So today's show is brought to you by the letter P. And originally we came up with we were going to do letter P because of Phoebe, but then I realized I had Jesse and Joellen on the show. And so we changed it to the letter J. So Jesse, if you don't mind skipping through those slides there.
Boop. And we're going to scratch all the P's.
That's right.
Good thing you got DJ Jesse Jam here. And today's show brought to you by the letter J.
Yeah, and here we are in our first segment, joining the journey. We've got Joellen and Jesse here, and we've introduced both of them, had a little chat with them. And next thing we're going to talk about is the Joyful Horde, which sounds like Closet of Shame to me. Number 3, we're going to talk about Jadge, because we had a broken segment title there. Thank you, ChatGPT. Can't rely on them for everything, can you? And I really shouldn't. I should be using my own brain instead of using ChatGPT for everything lately. And 4, just build it already. Sounds like we're going to look at the progress of our MOCs. There you go. Thank you. And number 5, we're going to talk about Joint Heart Creations. That sounds like the Lego news for the week. We'll have to see what that is. Number 6, it's the meat of the episode tonight. It's the jaw-dropping leak. I'll have to have Jesse control the slides for me, it looks like. But at least it's possible for us to get through the slides.
It is.
And then number 7 is Jury's Out. Just venting sounds like a close call and a rant to me. And then number 8 would be the journey ahead. We'll see what's happening next week. So Brick Dad Build says Superhawk going, oh, yep, see, they're talking amongst themselves still. Great, thank you. Exactly as I asked for. So I appreciate that a ton. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our Closet of Shame. Since we introduced Jesse first, we'll go ahead and let Joellen go first with some joyful hoarding.
I don't really have a Closet of Shame. I had the one and only thing I showed 2 weeks ago, but I did just get these this weekend.
Wow, 2-day-old Closet of Shame.
Oh, nice.
And I just haven't had a chance to open them and build them yet. So I guess
everyone's favorite.
I manage better.
Everyone's favorite GWP. That book. What's it called? The Quiet Reading Moments or something like that.
I think it's the Books Are My Passion.
Books Are My Passion. That's correct.
I
didn't recognize the other one. What was the other one?
Cerebro.
Oh, okay, yeah, the GWP with the X Mansion, which you're working on right now, right?
I think that's sold out. So
yeah, it's a hot one.
Fast.
Yeah. Jesse, what you got? What's in your Closet of Shame this week? What are you joyfully hoarding?
I have a couple things to show. I got Bumblebee, not too old of a set. Cool. Yeah. Transformers. Saw the Transformers 1 show earlier with my buddies Mel Brown and Matt Derby Bricks.
Nice.
So we're thinking of Transformer stuff, and then of course I still got Optimus Prime sealed. Haven't popped that one. I gotta say that it's fun that I'm collecting Transformer Legos, but I haven't opened either one.
Yeah.
For shame.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to open those when they're like there's something that you want to collect.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of other stuff going on. Jesse, for those who don't know you, tell us about the Brick Museum.
Brick Museum? You mean the museum I volunteer at?
Yes.
It's more of a model railroad museum. So it's trains, but we have Lego trains. So when you say Brick Museum, it's like Lego trains in a model railroad museum. So I just got back from there. We're taking Halloween decorations down, putting up winter scenes, holidays. That's always fun. So putting stuff around the museum and being open to the public all year, 4 days a week is always a blessing to have a home for our storage too.
Yeah.
Is there an echo from me, or is that?
I don't know. It was I hear it as well, and I believe it's something that happened occasionally last time Joellen was on, but it didn't come through on the stream, so I've just kind of tuned it out.
Okay. I could try headphones.
I'll say, let us know in the chat if you guys are getting any feedback on anything, because yeah, last time we didn't have any complaints, and I didn't hear it on the way back through. When I listened back to it, this is my closet of shame this week, and I'm holding it upside down for a reason, because I initially bought this because we were putting up some new decorations around the house. We've been living here for almost 3 years, and or is it over 3 years now? 2021. It's over 3 years now that we've been living here, and we haven't painted. There's a couple of items of furniture we have not put together yet. We are certainly not unpacked. A lot of that is because of the basement flood, but we put some pictures up last Christmas, and I put some keepsake shelves on the wall and put some botanicals up, and this was going to go on top of a new gaming cabinet that we have bought, a cabinet for our board games that we have bought. And of course I've cannibalized it since then, and it stays in the closet of shame, and every once in a while I'm like, oh, this botanical set, the wildflowers, has this piece that I need for what I'm building, and I'll pull it out of there. And for some reason I opened it from the bottom, and I don't even know how many original bags are still in here. I think they're kind of all over my build table. So there we go, Jesse. I went ahead and sent you the slideshow for the next segment, which is called Jadge. And the reason it's called Jadge is because Ben is not here this week, and Ben apparently hates palindromes. However, I love palindromes, and so as long as he's not here, let's enjoy some palindromes, shall we? So Brick Dad Builds is currently building the library set. He did get the botanical GWP, but he will keep that mint and seal box, and see if that cost goes up. Maybe you could put one of your kids through college with it. You never know when one of those is going to turn into like one of those hot items on the resale market. But yeah, Jesse, whenever you're ready with that, here we go, palindromes. So let's take a look at a few palindromes and just feel the joy and the satisfaction. I find them very satisfying. I like reading palindromes. So if you guys are here and liking the show, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, especially if you like palindromes. I'm sure this is going to be a huge part of our show tonight that people are really going to enjoy, because who doesn't like palindromes? Because I know I do. So hit that like and subscribe button. If you subscribe to us, you'll get notifications when we're going live and when we post new videos. And of course, if you join us as a member for $1.99 a month, if you join Paradolia, the name of our member group, you'll get all sorts of tiny benefits like a badge on your name and some fabulous emojis that no one else has access to. That's all we have to offer so far, but we will have more in the future. So Jesse, if you can go ahead and hit slide 2. Our first palindrome, a nut for a jar of tuna. Is that not satisfying? I love it. All right, next one.
A full sentence, I believe.
Right. It's kind of I think it's a fragment. Borrow or rob? A good question. Next one.
Okay, yeah. Is it a question both ways? I believe so.
It is. Was it a car or a cat I saw?
Wow.
All right, next one. Lisa Bonet ate no basil. How you guys feeling about this so far? You guys fans of palindromes?
It makes me think about it. So I want to read it backwards.
Yeah. You can definitely check my work here because God knows that was the problem with the slide in the green room was my title was not actually a palindrome.
Yeah. Well, I try to put one in my headline and use the word Lego, but it doesn't really say anything.
I mean, initially what I was going to do was once I introduced this segment, ask us to just speak in palindromes all night, which I think would have been totally feasible. Definitely something I was planning on doing. Go hang a salami. I'm a lasagna hog.
Wow.
I like that one. They get a little longer after this. I think these are probably the ones that that annoy Ben when they get a little bit too silly or a little too long, a little too.
Lasagna backwards is.
Let's see. Go hang a salami. Yep, it works.
Go hang.
There's a lot of them that just appear for some reason. A lot of the ones out there are just dirty as hell. I left out the dog food lid one. I left that one out, although I found it funny.
All right, here's the next one. And no, sir. Away. A papaya. Papaya?
Yeah, you got it. A papaya war is on.
War is on.
So what is a papaya war?
You know.
No, sir. Away. It's different when the punctuation like splits up a word or something backwards.
Yeah, I know. It gets in the way a little bit. A lot of commas in this one. All right, so what we got next? Doc, note. I dissent. A fast never prevents a fatness. I diet on cod. Take your time on this one.
Oh my gosh. I used to know one of those.
A fast never prevents a fatness. I diet on cod. Yeah. I get lost moving lines.
Where's the middle of the sentence?
Good question.
V, the V.
Yeah.
No.
I think so.
The P, R, E, V. Okay, the P of prevents is like the middle. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Cod's way. Next one.
Yep. Next one. I got lost in that one too. Are we not pure? No, sir. Panama's Moody Noriega brags. It is garbage. Irony dooms a man. A prisoner up to new era. This isn't the best sentence in the world.
No.
But I put it in there because it's obnoxious. This should be called the anti-Ben segment. It kind of is. They only shoot papaya at the enemy, says Amy Schultz. This one's really rough. Reading it backwards could be fun. And they only get more difficult from here.
Whew. Where the middle is. It's got to be around the it.
I love that you're trying to find the middle.
Yeah.
Because that's something I've never tried to do, like figure out where the mirror is. Let's just say, are we not pure? No, sir. Panama's Moody Noriega. Jeez. It's got to be, all right, Noriega, we're getting closer. Brags.
I think it's the B in brags.
It's T. I think it's the T in it is.
Or the. Whoa.
Because you can see them getting closer to each other.
Somewhere like that.
It's the T. Yeah, it's the T in it is garbage. Okay.
Next.
Yo.
Hey.
Banana Boy.
A new Lego set, can't wait to see. Oh, it's really bomb, okay? What could it be? Half banana, half bone. It's a bonkers sight. Be it stupid or cute, it just doesn't seem right. Guts, oh, what a sight to behold. Little round splatters, stories untold. Is it a bruised banana or something else? How did Peely Bone end up on the shelves? A banana with a skeleton. What's the deal? A mashup too wild to find the appeal. He's not a doorbell. Don't say ding dong. Every part of Peely Bone is just plain wrong. Don't say ding dong. Don't say ding dong. Just plain wrong. Just plain wrong. Don't say ding dong. Don't say ding dong. Every part of Peely Bone is just plain wrong.
It's a long way to go to get into an excuse to play the Peely Bone song. We had a bunch of people agreeing on that one, the T in it. I'm glad that people were actually into finding the center. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. Alternate candidate says, so much backwards reading. The hamster in my head is getting tired. Turning the rusty wheel, that is my brain. Yes, it is just plain wrong. Yes, I agree. All right, so.
Yo, Banana Boy.
That was some.
And the mirror is the A in the middle.
Oh, my apologies. I forgot we needed to find the mirror.
At least that one's easy.
Just plain ding dong. Oh, we're working on an alternate verse here. Oh my God, what was the guy doing to Peely at the end of the video? Well, that's an ongoing joke on this stream of what that guy does with Lego sets. So he made his way into that song, and part of the reason is because I say ding dong, it's a doorbell when something's cute, which is not my favorite saying in the world, but I'm so glad I brought it into the stream because it just made that song perfect.
It made that song perfect.
So the slideshow I can't bring up about the tonight's show run. It looks like we're finally on number 4, which was progress of our MOCs, but it's now just build it already. Which let's see, which one of you would like to go first with what you're working on this week?
I don't care.
We're done with the palindromes? Okay.
Yeah, that was the last palindrome. Yo, Banana Boy.
Because I gotta stop. Boop. And get it off my slides.
I will say, Ben, as you're watching this back, we did lose about 30% of our viewers during the palindrome. So just in case you wondered how well that went. However, many of the members helped us find the center of the palindrome. I think we definitely need to clip that one because it's going to bring a lot of viewers. If I just post that on TikTok, people will be like, palindromes? I got to watch this live stream, man. All right, so do you need me to call one of you to go first?
I can go.
Okay, go for it, Jesse.
I don't mind.
I'll go last.
Let's see here. So I participated in the Halloween habitats with Brick Fan Builds Jen and 200 some, who knows, people that all over the country participate in these habitat challenges. And it's a good way to meet people that are skilled or beginners and share Instagrams and like and follow new people, because if you do these build challenges, it's really fun and you meet new people, and it's a good time. So what was I going to do? I was going to flip my camera to this.
Oh, nice.
So of course, I don't know if you want to do something like that.
There we go.
So in a habitat stack, you start with one room. This was the first day I did, and it's back it up a little bit. It's from the D&D set, of course. So I think I can peel it off there. See if it'll still stack.
Superhawk, if you want to go back and watch the streams, if you look at the one where we did the alternate lifestyle shots, that's when we first brought that dumb bro into our images. You can blame me. Brick That Build says, call that getting center with palindrome. I wish getting center was a palindrome. It's not. Nice.
So here's the mind flayer and the intellect devourer brain dogs are kind of like escorting him through some dungeon.
That is cool. I really like the hoses coming from the candelabras.
Yeah. He might be delighting on some brains through some hoses. You can use your imagination there. There was some good detail there to just kind of freak people out with the tentacles and the brains and stuff.
That's very creative.
Sorry, the lighting's not great. So you do 6 different days of this, and then you post your stack at the end. And you guys know where those gargoyles are from?
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah. So the new Wednesday set, I cracked it open and put them to use in the mock. And the record player is also from the Wednesday set.
Brickdad Build says he loves seeing habitats for CMFs that he's not familiar with.
I
like that record player a lot.
The vampire, Count Strahd, or Strahd von Zarovich. Put the little beady-eyed rats in there and creepy candelabra. And
I love the red candles.
Yeah, it makes it creepy, huh? You do more of that for haunted houses and stuff. So
Jesse, we might be able to get our hands on some CMFs through Brickworld that we were thinking about into our store and our merch booth. And the person who had the line to them suggested we keep them boxed to sell them because he said if we opened them, people would buy all the mind flayers and the knights. How do you feel about that? I had a specific feeling about that.
So what's the purpose? You're going to give them away as swag?
No, selling.
Yeah, it's weird. I think because we have the QR codes, you can keep them in the box.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an honest dealer.
Right.
People, there are, I don't know, there are shenanigans out there. So
well, my thought was like if we had them unboxed and sold them as figures at the actual like retail price, I don't think that people would just buy the mind flayers and the knights. I think this is a very interesting CMF line, and everybody, if they're an A-fold or if they're just part of the community leaning into the A-fold community, there's all sorts of elements in there that people might be looking for.
I think as long as you give them the base, the base platform and stuff, everything that comes with it.
Oh yeah.
You get extra accessories. Like I think I don't know if you get 2 rats. But no, yeah. Sometimes you get 2 of certain, like a sword or something.
Yeah.
So this is a rare dragon head. Do you guys know where the blue dragon head's from?
I don't. Do you, Joellen?
No.
There is a video set.
Oh.
And it's kind of rare, yeah. So you can make 2 different color dragonborns, red and blue, to match the D&D stuff.
Oh, fun.
Instead of the gold comes in the CMF series. And then each of these have kind of a not quite monochrome, but a color theme to it also. So this is sand blue, brick.
I was going to say earlier that the mind flayer looks sand purple.
Yeah, sand purple, sand blue, dark tan, and then there's some blue on the webbing there, and the mimic is from Crazy Bricks. So that is that cool custom mimic from that guy. And
alternate candidate says, I think they would all sell, but we would expect some to go much quicker than the others, but who knows?
So this one's very Halloween-y.
Yeah, no kidding. He blends in so well there. I didn't see him at first.
Yeah, so I have a dragon dragon horde of pumpkins. Dragons like to greedily hoard gold, in this case, orange pumpkins. And he's got these baby dragons that are from like the newer Ninjago wave flying around. And that caught some people's attention. I'm also using that new piece, that bent bar.
Yeah. Oh, I like that piece.
Yeah, flies them out away just enough. So that was kind of fun. And that one's like nougat and orange colors.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Ben had a number of those whoosh pieces to give out at Brickworld Chicago this year. Brickdad Build says, as a non-D&D player, I've seen aspects of each character that I got multiples of. Brickdad Build says that's an expensive figure, so I went ahead and dropped. If anyone's interested in that figure, I dropped the link to Bricklinks. I can't share my screen.
Yeah. This is the other expensive head, the red dragon from video.
Nice.
And put him on like a sorcerer body with a cape, and instead of whatever goofy video kind of, urban attire. They work really well. And so I put this guy with the Lich and the other little baby dragons, just to kind of put a bunch of dragons in dungeons.
Nice. That makes sense. Jolyn, this is much more your wheelhouse. What do you think of these?
I love these.
Thanks.
They're amazing.
Goes to show, like in this one, especially, that you don't have to do much fancy with the background. Just build a brick wall. There's a format to have an 8x8 base, and then 8 bricks high to interlock these into a pyramid stack. And the cherry on top was a zombie beholder. So I took the purple beholder from the D&D set and zombified him with more green tones and different eyes. And this one's sand green and has the green dragon with also the beholder in the shield.
Nice. Is that so? Is the color of the Mind Flayer one, is that the medium lavender?
Is the beholder? Oh,
yeah,
what do you mean?
Brain eating guy. The first habitat you showed us. I'm just trying to get all the colors of the brick.
That is, lavender.
Ah, nice. Okay, cool.
The darker lavenders on top there in tile. I know my lighting's not the greatest, but and there's purple. So
it's a little bit like talking about color in a lifestyle shot. I couldn't exactly tell. So we got a we don't talk about colors banner that go in there.
Yeah, gotta go there. I know. So I purposely did that with these colors here. But here's how you stack them. You just put 3 there, and then these 2 fit on there. And then on the challenge thing, everybody posts their stacks on the last day, day or so before Halloween, and they pull a bunch of prizes and do a live Instagram thing with they were with Annabelle from what's the Canadian Bricks? She was right by me at Brickworld.
I don't know, unfortunately.
Anyway,
I may know, and then I'll remember
at
like 3 a.m.
But anyway, this is pretty much what got my creative juices flowing a couple weeks going into Halloween, and I use for the D&D figures other than I use them for D&D. And because I'm not building a lot of big MOCs lately, this was a nice kind of break from, just give me something to do.
Yeah. It's like I needed a little kickstart myself. It had been like a month since I had really got my hands on any bricks, just because there's been so much going on here. Joellen, do you do habitats typically?
I haven't. I've thought about doing them. I sort of kind of have a thing going with the Friends Theater. I'm turning it into Muppet Theater, and I'm making interchangeable stages for each one of the characters.
Sweet.
So that's kind of a habitat, but it's not that same format.
Mm-hmm.
So Alternate Canada says, thinking the D&D CMF line might be the best to date. Absolutely love those habitats, by the way. Amazing work. I agree, Jesse. Joellen, does this make you want to get into the habitat building? This feels like it's
especially with the
inspiring.
creepy pig. That's downright perfect, right up my alley.
Halloween, I think, is probably their most popular thing. Is of course they're going to do a Christmas or / winter holiday theme build challenge, so you can follow. You can just follow a habitat challenge as a channel to see some of this and get inspiration. I think it's a fun way. Like, you can knock one of these out in an hour or 2 if you've got your parts all organized, and get some satisfaction out of mocking on a smaller scale.
So we do have a comment here that we got a little bit of feedback in the mics.
I'll try headphones.
Subhawk Brick says, "Oh man, why you got to remind me? I only have 4 weeks to prepare for holiday joy." I went ahead and dropped this in the chat. If you guys want to check out some really cool habitats, Crystal Whitaker on Instagram is fantastic at them, and she does them in a way where it's like I've been really inspired by the stuff she does because she's able to like connect them like different like city streets or like buildings that kind of have interesting corners. The way she builds her stacks of habitats together are typically like building either a corridor or a building, something like that, and which kind of like makes me want to build more habitats to kind of get an idea for like how to do different configurations of buildings. Joellen, what you working on?
Mike, camera. So I can get my tech support to turn on the other camera.
Perfect. I'll say we don't have walk-up songs for you guys. I forgot to do a fake one for Jesse.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's do our initial intro from way back in the day for Joellen's walk-up tonight. All right. We need a permanent walk-up song for Jesse, and we need a guest walk-up song for when we have guests, so that we don't just kind of flail a little bit. All right, we got a downed AT-AT here.
Yeah, we've done a Wampa Cave for a couple of years now in the Winter Village. It's Mike's contribution.
Nice.
And I told him that I need to splat an AT-AT into the snow, and I still have to build the snow up around his head.
Yeah.
And have all of the figs in their Christmas sweaters sitting around a campfire. So I've got Darth Vader's Christmas sweater come in a Brooklyn quarter, and then I just need Grogu, the Mandalorian, and I'm gonna wrap Christmas lights around his legs,
nice,
so that he got downed by Christmas lights. But I hope to take that to the holiday joy.
Nice. Yeah,
and
I hope so.
The only other thing that I've been working on for years is this.
Oh, it's like a double up of the gazebo from the post office.
It is.
I know a thing.
The gazebo was super small and it fell apart when you looked at it sideways.
Yeah.
So I've been trying really hard to try to come up with a way, and I like the base that I have. It's just getting that roof. It's just being problematic. So
Subhawk loves what they're seeing. I like that double up a lot. I think that's looking really good.
Yeah, I've still got to work on the roof a little bit to get it a little bit better shaped.
Yeah, I think the white, for lack of a better word, like ribbing, the four non-dark green spots, whatever color that is, should come out further than the green dome instead of being like in
working, because that tan, it's tan underneath there, and that is actually what came, a larger version of what came with the gazebo. So I wanted to keep that, but you're right, it does have to come out further. I just have to work with it and pull out some more curves.
May just need to like bump it up by a brick.
Yeah.
So where does this go in your house, by the way, when you've got your winter village at home?
In boxes.
In boxes, okay. So you don't put it out for Christmas? Yeah, I figured.
It's too big anymore. It fills 2.5 8-foot conference tables. So.
Wow.
Nice.
And it's getting bigger.
That's awesome. Yeah, we saw this at Indianapolis, right? The whole thing without the Star Wars edition, or was the Wampa Cave in there?
The Wampa Cave was there.
That's what I thought.
Been traveling all year. And I actually have one of those purple tea lights that I got from you.
Oh,
that goes in it. And and it's so fun when little kids go, Mom, it's a Wampa. And the mom has no clue.
How rare is that Wampa figure?
Kind of. He goes between 25 and 50, depending on who the vendor is.
Apparently, I don't know how to spell it because I can't find it on Bricklink. Found it. WAMPA, for those of you wondering. Yeah, it's been in 2 sets, 2010 and 2016. It's a cool figure.
These guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesse has a whole bag full of them.
I just took apart my Wampa cave. I had a ice castle with the ice bears, and then the Wampas were in a cave feeding on a bunch of people. I had them hanging upside down and stuff on there.
For those
I just took it apart.
For those of us with Wampa caves, I'm definitely in the minority tonight.
Well, so. I'm going to Luke and Leia in Christmas sweaters in this year's Advent. So I'm going to swap out the Luke figure in the Wampa cave for the one with a Christmas sweater.
Nice.
So they can sing from the bonfire because he's stuck.
I love those Star Wars Christmas different outfits. I've been collecting a lot of those for a while too. So I'm with you there.
That's also really my husband's thing. He every so often he'll bring me something. He's like, Can you put this in the Winter Village or the Halloween Village? And I always figure out how to do it because he doesn't ask for much, and I ask him to do a lot. So
gotta have some mashups.
Absolutely. And Joellen's great at that. Joellen and Mike together always have a really fun display. All right, if you guys are ready for me, I actually have a walk-up song. I feel I feel bad that we don't have the same to share with you, but this is one that Ben put together. It's one of my favorites. I think this is a song that jams the hardest. Here we go. The OO cracks me up. All right, so let's check out what we got going on here. There's not a lot new happening on this. I, of course, ran into the same problem I normally run into. The first thing I wanted was the white ingots, and that was it. That I searched for a good like 20 minutes, could not find the white ingots. Found myself digging through a bunch of stuff, started organizing, and I figured what better time. I've reconfigured some stuff on the front. But what better time to do what Brick Dad Builds had requested in Fort Wayne, or suggested, was that we turn our MOCs around from time to time. Now, Ben can do that because he's building the full 360 MOC that he wants to put on a turntable. So he is building, there's no ugly side of his MOC. I've got 3 ugly sides of my MOC, and so here's the hideous back of it. I'll show you how, the reason he requested this was to see kind of like the technique of like how we build this, how we put this stuff together, and what's happening on the inside. And this one's gotten really complicated. And that, as I tell you guys, every time that I build something new on it, I spent most of the time taking it apart and putting it back together, because I just start sketch building and I go, okay, this looks good. Now I'm going to shove it into an environment that looks like this, and then it doesn't fit correctly. So this is the basic technique I use for anything that has terrain, and it's color coordinated. I didn't even plan that. It just kind of happened to go that way, that this is the this is what it looks like. But basically what I do is I use regular base plates, and I think watching Ben's videos on the channel about the way he builds bases, I may get away from these typical base plates and start using a plate, using some of the 16 by 16 plates to put these bases together. I just have a feeling that they're going to hold together better. Basically what I end up doing, and these are all different These are all separate modules, so these all come away from each other. This one's two 32 by 32 base plates. This one's two 16 by 32 base plates, and then the one in front is also 32 by 32 base plates. So this is the back of the pagoda house, if you couldn't tell from looking at it from here. So what I typically do is I line this one stud back with a row of Technic bricks. When you get the actual bricks that'll fit there, they're two 14 long Technic bricks with the Technic holes in them. And then if you stack up 4 bricks and do another row of Technic bricks, you can hold everything together with the 1x7 lift arm, which is this thing right here.
That's good Lego math.
Thank you. I think this is 7. It is 7.
So 1 Technic brick and then 4 bricks.
Yep.
And then another Technic brick, and you can connect the holes will line up.
Yep. That's where, and it's just so you can like, it's not going to fall off the base plate. It's not going to dump anything else off of it. And I've got an entire structure in there. The pagoda house is in 3 separate pieces, which is starting to cause me some problems. And I'll get to that in a second as well. So if you look inside here, what I do, hey, there's not too much plinko going on in there. What I do at the corners, if you see here, I've got one of these Technic gear frames, just this 4x4 right here. I connect them together at the corners. So you can see I'm not actually done with all of this yet. And I've got the stack of green here because I make an entire grid across it so that it's got enough stability to build on top of it. And then also, as you can see here, I've got all this tiled area for the rest of the pagoda house to fit in. And Superhawk will find this funny because I'm always complaining about like, where did all the green play brick go? And we definitely decided that the green play brick walks more than the red play brick does. I think it's just a more appealing color to people. It's definitely more rare. And so I think more people pocket the green than the red, including me, because we had an extra tub of it. And so now I'm sitting there going like, all right, our green play brick has reduced and I know where an extra tub of it is. It's in all of my creations. So I'm like, okay, I guess I should bring that back. But if you look at this side of it, you can kind of see where I've built in, where I have to like cut the grid off. So these are going to be shorter Technic bricks. I haven't gotten to this side yet, so this isn't completely put together because I wasn't sure how high I was going to go with this side. And sometimes it does help to put 2 of the 1x7 lift arms together. Where's my box? Put together 2 of these and then connect 2 levels together from top to bottom. It's not always necessary, but when you start like carving into it with what you're building, where are my pins? I put them back, and so they're across the room. But if you use your Technic pins and put these together like this, and then you could put this up 1 entire level, to the entire top. You can go a double level with that. I know it's hard to see because my hands are in the way. But if there was a second layer there, then you could put that entire thing together.
That's better to keep that pattern because you're, instead of like doing it like 2 rows of Technic and then doing another beam, you ruin the pattern.
Yes. I think, and we learned this doing the tree, that 6-foot tree that we built when we did the Tree of Worlds for Brickworld. For that tree trunk to move, we had to connect everything together by lift arms inside. Otherwise, it was just going to keep separating because it was just layer after layer of brick. And if you're not gluing that together, it does have a lot more potential, especially when you're lifting something that big and heavy. And these things get pretty heavy. I mean, this isn't too bad. This is all pretty hollow. When you get something heavy like that and you have to lift it from the bottom, you need like a pallet carrier. So that's where I developed this technique and came and learned what the math was. Now, as you see here, this part of the pagoda house fits directly into this section, and it studs down, and that's kind of a problem because it doesn't always stay studded down. So when you look at the MOC, it sits on the corner of the waterfall like that. And then since this has been developed over time, because I sketch first and then figure out the pain of it later. Let me see if I can do this without breaking anything. Wish me luck. I'll put that in there. This side, just switch all together there, buddy. This MOC is my buddy, apparently. A very limited amount of space down here, as much as I have like the entire basement. The space gets filled up really quick. Now, what I did on this side, I think I need to remove the tree. Oh, tree. This entire thing comes off. And so that's what I've learned in the last week is like, and I'm doing like a ton of work with just filling in this space here. Like that's where I spent hours and came up with nothing I liked. But as you can see, what I did here is whereas this one fits into the side of the mountain, fits into these two layers, this whole thing fits on top, and I've got part of the terrain attached to the house, and I need to revisit that because this thing is not fitting together like the way it should. It kind of pops off in places.
Yep, there goes.
Oh, we only had one loss
right there.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't need that happening all the time. I'll fix that later. If I remember, that's what happened to it. And then when these come together, the this other part of the pagoda house just slides into this spot between the two modules. So it comes to like here. And like this I used to have this hinged, but when the 3 sections are hinged, it doesn't actually stud down. So you have like a lot of wobble, and it really pulls at all the rest of the terrain because it's not supposed to fit. So I ended up separating them so that all 3 sections can go together. Which way does this need to go? This needs to go this way. So that when these 2 sections are together, I'll turn this way for you. Yeah, and if just real quick, you can see on this side, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I've tried to make this side pretty, so I actually started like putting snot brick over there. It's one of the other reasons that this side isn't done yet, because I'm like, am I going to come out here? Am I going to put another waterfall section here? I don't know yet. Who knows? This thing is like a Tim Lighty complained at Grand Rapids or at Fort Wayne. No, it was Grand Rapids. I'm just building the orchard the whole time. And I'm like, no, I moved over to the pagoda house. He's like, isn't the pagoda house part of the orchard? I'm like, it might be. So the way this fits in here, I have to reconfigure all these roofs because it was starting to, when I started to build the second story of this, here, I'll turn it this way. When I started building the second story of this, it started running into this roof here. And so I was like, okay, there's all sorts of geometry I haven't figured out yet. Yeah. So I was just trying to build up all 3 sections so they were the same height. And it was like, nope, you can't do that yet because you haven't thought it through. So this is where I'm at. This is the struggle. This is one of the reasons you don't see a lot built on this every week, because every week some new struggle pops up because of the way I build. Do you guys have this experience when you're building something elaborate that you're like, oh, I didn't think this, I've got to go back? Or like, what's your process usually?
Definitely felt your pain on this with the angles when I did the roundhouse for the train layout.
Yeah.
Because it's round and like a donut round, you have to build a donut. And then, so guess what the last piece I did for that was, and it's still kind of incomplete, the roof with a steeple on a donut shape.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It sounds like rough. That sounds like torture. There is, if you go to our YouTube channel, I'll see if I can find a link for it so I can drop it in the chat. Let me see if I can go to our channel without playing the live stream at the same time. If you go to our playlist, we have a building techniques, virtual show session playlist, and there is a don't play it. Where's the list? There is a presentation by Pete Strieg. Stop. I'll drop this in the chat. You check this out later. He has a very ingenious technique that he uses for building domes. But if you follow along and you can actually get your hands on all the pieces, because he uses a lot of different technique pieces and different panels. But if you can, if you understand the technique, I watched this presentation going, that's the way to build a round roof if you need to. Like you'd have to do like quite a bit, I think, of extra math than what Pete has in his presentation, but it's definitely worth a look.
I have too much power. I can show the thing, but I can't copy it from I can't click on it. Yeah, I have to go to YouTube to click on it or something.
Whoops.
I'll find it.
All right, and now I'm trying to find my way back to my sponsor page, and I lost him. Okay. All right, this is a real successful live stream tonight as far as comes up from just the technical standpoint of the fact that I can share my screen rather randomly. Let's see, how far back did we go? Stud City is here. Hey, Stud City, thanks for joining us. So he's always thrilled to get more Star Wars Christmas sweaters. And let's see. Brick Dad Build says a lot of this is to help for transportation of the build. Yes, that's exactly what. So I used to this pop that I drink, Zevia, used to come in the perfect box that fit exactly 2 base plates. And the day that I did the demonstration of how to reconfigure a box with wood glue and like packing tape was the day I realized they changed the size of the box. They've changed it again even. So we'll do an update on that because I know how to create boxes from sheets of cardboard. But yeah, so basically if I take this off, these 2 sections are 2 base plates, 232 by 32 base plates wide. So they should fit into 1 box by themselves. The orchard, you'll notice anytime that I've showed the orchard on here, they're built in the same size sections. But if you look at some of the amazing stuff that Tim Lighty has done, he finds a box that fits each one of his creations and just shrink wraps the hell out of it. He's got some pretty solid builds. Oh, here's Bob. So let's see. Suphawk says, yeah, replace those green bricks. I'm like, yeah, I need to go through and resort all of the collaboratives that we've done over the last few years because they all have like that green bracing inside. Suphawk says, so just save yourself some pieces and use the 13 lift arms. Yeah, so between the 2 sections, that's why I say like if I buy the 7s, I can buy a bunch and just have 1 purchase to make. But if I want to get the 13s as well, it's and does that work? Yes, it does. It's just easier to have 1 and then combine them together because I've got like a bunch of random lift arms that I could just kind of attach to the back to make the longer one. But you are right. You can get 13s and 7s.
Though, if you want to stay more modular, with each level, you're connecting them permanently. Whereas with the 7s, you can take the layers off horizontally and still have some of that modular space in between.
Totally, and that's another thing that works really well with this is if you want to tile the tops of those and then put them together and stack them up and have something really tall, you can put them in place with the lift arms, and the lift arms is holding everything together, so you don't have to worry about sliding off. So you can make a modular height too, by leaving enough room to do 7 between the first layer and then 7 between the second layer. But then your second layer has to start with 4 bricks and then have a technical beam. I have to make a video demonstration of this because I'm sure those words didn't necessarily put the same picture in everybody's head. Bam Crest Hill is here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Chris Cummings is here. Hello, everyone. There could be a new podcast if MOCs could talk. Okay, we can go for that. Let's see. Amy Schultz says it might be faster to get a degree in architecture than just figuring it out on the fly. It might be even less expensive because that's one thing I do. I'm like, oh, this will work. I'll just order a bunch of pieces the way I think it's going to work, and then it doesn't work that way. Yeah, exactly. Studying down is always the difficult part. Correct.
We call it design build in engineering world. And design it as you're building it.
Oh, it's a nightmare. I wish I could plan more. G. Jacobson 76 is also here. Hope you're not too late. You're never too late, and you can always join us on Replay Gang. Amy Schultz, and now they're just talking to each other. I love when the Tainted get along. So there we are at almost exactly an hour. We are right on schedule with our typical format.
Where's your missing other half, the Mr. Z Cerberus?
He had a family obligation tonight. Yeah.
Are they wearing purple by any chance?
I don't think so.
Because I know the Vikings are on.
I forget exactly the whole thing. He explained it to me. Thanks for putting me on the spot there, Jesse. Appreciate that a lot.
I was just wondering if he was at the game or like, are you at the Vikings game? Come on.
I bet you he wishes he was, but I don't think that's exactly
okay
where he is. So, Jesse, I'm gonna have to send you a link again. Let me see if this is. Let's see if this is.
I like that this is working.
I know, me too.
Good timing.
And it's not letting me share my screen once again. So yeah, it seems to be all night. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and send you this link for our next segment, which is something about
I want to say
joined at the heart or something like that, because I can't.
Maybe because you got the 2 camera thing going on, you're not completely leaving the room.
No, so I think what it is when I last tried to save my screen, share my screen, I was in full presentation mode, and then I tried to rewind to the beginning of the slides, so I didn't show the second run of show, and so I canceled, and now it's not giving me. It's done this to me before.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since it's done that, so I'm
the
rather
memo.
annoyed.
Yeah, I saw the memo when I joined, but.
All right. Well, there's the link for our next segment. Which let me pull up our show run here. This is Joint Heart Creations. This is the Lego news for the week. Unfortunately, this is all we really found happening. Was this Lego Ideas Valentine's celebration. And if you can go ahead and bring this up, Jesse, I'm going to let Joellen take the lead on this one because holidays are her forte. Joellen, Valentine's Day. What's that?
I said only 2 holidays.
I would say, so Valentine's Day, real holiday or Hallmark holiday?
Hallmark holiday.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is basically what we have here as our Lego news this week. There's a competition, and you can vote on the winner. There might have, like, Ben and I met on like Wednesday, so there might have been more Lego releases this week. There's a ton of leaks out there, and we don't discuss leaks here. I mean, I know that's the title of tonight's show, but that's clickbait. That's fine. And we will be discussing a Lego leak next, a really fake Lego leak after this, which I'm super excited about. But yeah, so this is, build from the heart, and you can go. There's 12 hours left for you to vote on whatever the winner. It's going to be produced or so in collaboration with Target. They're looking for the next fan model. There we go. So you only have 1 vote to cast, and so in collaboration with Target, they're looking for the next fan designer to build something that represents your take on this day, whether it's a symbol of love, a message from the heart, a sweet treat for your special one, or a completely unexpected take on what makes this day special to you. So Jesse, if you go ahead and click on that view entries button, we can take a look and discuss what's worth voting for here.
Our cookie. Oh, I didn't know this was. I thought it was a slideshow again. Okay.
No, it's a live website. Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning. Great.
What was the stupidest set in the world? Was last year's Valentine's set, which was the hedgehog picnic date. What the actual hell is that? I'm going to go ahead and pull that one up, Jesse. If I'll send you the link for that too.
Look at these birds are much cuter than whatever this hedgehog thing coming up is.
The birds, I think. What do you think, Joellen? Go ahead. Sorry.
With the swans, I would probably buy several copies of it because I'd turn them into swan boats because I need 7 swans of swimming.
There you go. That's a reason. Nice. That's a reason to vote for the swans, because the swans initially annoyed me pretty badly. I was like, that's the stupidest. They don't even make a heart. Like they're supposed to, like the swan necks are supposed to like come together and make a heart. That's not a heart. That's like that's pareidolia right there. That's Magneto's helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, I would totally turn those into swan boats.
Something sinister.
For me, it's a lot of extra white, and I'm like drowning in white pieces. It's like it's like white and black. It just come in everything.
I run out of white pieces all the time.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Well, because you're building like snow patches.
Yep.
That'll do it. Okay. That'll do it. So the swans. So Joellen's voting for the swans. What else we got in here? Let me see. I got to pull it up on my screen so I can see what we're looking at. Yeah, Jesse, you mentioned the lovebirds. What was that, Joellen? Yeah. Sorry.
I wouldn't mind the lovebirds either because of that tree. I'm always looking for decent trees.
That tree is dope.
I like it.
I really like how they use the dinosaur tail pieces. I try to use those in the what's it called, in my trees a lot. Need video and potty break. I might, but I'm trying my best not to here tonight.
So Technic Fender wing.
So Jacobson 76 doesn't usually buy sets. More into building MOCs. I'm the same. I buy sets just for pieces, and then I stick to Bricklink and Pick a Brick. You and I cut from the same cloth. Amy Schultz says then she'll vote for the swans because she doesn't like any of them. Brick Dad Builds also likes the lovebirds. I also think that's an interesting color. I don't know if it's tomato soup or what color it is, but it works well with the other two. Coral. Oh, I agree with you. If that was coral, I would definitely want that.
I like that it's
Weird
not
one
a
that you
digital
don't think
picture.
but it actually fluoresces under black light and it looks amazing.
Oh, does it? I want to build something coral and spring yellowish green then.
You can tell it's not digital because this scratched up brown over here. That's great. At least it's not broken.
Yeah, this would have my vote too, if I was going to actually vote, which I probably won't, to be honest. Brick Dad Build says Lovebirds Tree Spigot would be a good perch. I was ahead of you there.
So we went over the birds. Yeah, those are good parts.
These others are, especially the love story, I think. Okay, so we're on the teddy bear. It's kind of cute. Next, it's also kind of like spaceshipy.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the one that wins.
Yeah, it's not the best build out of the 5, though. It's just kind of spaceshipy. I can't come up with a better verb for it.
If you look at the crap that's always available around Valentine's Day,
yeah,
teddy bears holding hearts that say "I love you" in some way, shape, or form are always a thing.
How many pieces are in this one?
Does the teddy bear have a taint?
Oh yes, it's showing its taint right there.
We have the backside here, but they did a good job rounding everything.
What was that, Joan?
No tail. He doesn't have a stump tail.
Oh, he definitely needs a little stumpy tail. Yeah, he's very flat.
Very much, yeah, something could be improved there for sure.
A slight hint of a teddy bear, I would call this. G. Jacobson 76 says, I do like the tree. I like building MOCs because I don't like being told what to do. Yeah, I'm also the same. The bear has a smoothness at least, and that's what's kind of creepy about it to me, is that it's very, the snout is perfect, by the way. I think the shape of the snout is very cute. But like, yeah, it looks rubbery to me. I think it needs some texture. Yeah. Chris Cummings says they'd probably go for a simple build. I'd prefer the lovebirds also. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be too common, but whoever wins the votes, I assume they're going to go with. I just don't know if they're going to redesign it.
We got the most comments right now, 142, so that's good.
The lovebirds, yeah.
Probably just starting though. Well, talk about the story.
There's only 12 hours left, so I don't think this is apparently the crowd vote started October. It's October 28th to November 4th, and then they'll announce the winner on February 1st. So yeah, let's check out Love Story.
At least it opened.
Yeah. Is there anything inside? There is a
love letter.
A love letter, yeah. Store some knickknacks in here. What's this?
That you can buy, that you can put valuables and stuff in and stick it on your bookshelf.
Right.
Hide your money here.
That's where you hide the crown jewels. Yeah. Amy Schultz says, I always wonder if any company lies about the voting and just does what they want. That's always a thought. Always something to wonder about. It's just emptiness inside.
Yeah, there.
Well,
there's a memories box. So.
And you could put a real photo in there to make it look like it's a Polaroid.
It's about a Polaroid shape, yeah.
Okay.
Box.
It is pretty bland. I like the the fact that there's a title on the front, but and then the I love you with the brick built heart. Isn't that cute? Not being cynical, I'm just saying sometimes I can't.
A great Lowell sphere kind of technique on that heart for sure. Yeah, it's awesome.
I like the colors in the heart a lot.
Yeah.
Say this might be my second choice. I'll say third choice because Joellen wants the swans. Hopefully you can get a good enough idea of how it's built just by looking at the picture, because those would make perfect like swan boats, like you said. Maybe a little too big for minifig swan boats, but I mean those things are usually pretty big, the swan boats. Yeah, this isn't terrible.
I was just gonna say it's not as bad as I first thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually see the snot technique of a Lowell, so it's a little simpler with just.
I do.
Plate building there.
It looks like there's studs up on top. If you look at the last picture, you can kind of see. Let's see.
They're on top, but they're all equally spaced by a stud. I don't see any half studs.
Oh, I see what you mean, like the full lull.
Yeah.
Brickdad Build suggests to do a rebuild with the Black
jumpers.
Heart, or maybe I do a rebuild with the Black Heart because I was being unnecessarily cynical about it. Good technique on the U. I like that. Appreciate the geometry there. That's it. There's 5 choices.
And it's almost done. Intake.
And that's
so they've narrowed this down. Is what happened. There was probably way more at the intake, and then the experts narrow it down to the top 5. And these are the top 5, and that's where
perhaps that was the journey.
That's the journey, because they're almost ready to just announce a winner. Yeah.
Well, they're ready to pick one, but they won't announce it until freaking February 1st.
So let's see. What do you think? What does Target want?
Yeah.
Probably the bear.
Probably the bear. Maybe the swans. I would hope the lovebirds. You know, looking at the lovebirds, I kind of wonder. The tree is beautiful. Yeah. Are those the best bird molds we've seen? Like the best bird creations?
Not exactly, no. But like I said, this is real. They didn't do this digitally and fake some. I don't know. They must have had all these colors, which is crazy. Of whatever color that is.
Yeah. Coral. I think she's right. There is a coral pistol.
It's a laser.
It's a blaster. Yeah, it's a Star Wars blaster in coral. Now I really want this one. Not like I would get that, but
they must have.
Yeah, cool.
At least there aren't any pink frogs as leaves or cherry blossoms.
Right? I don't mind that though. Is that one review last week that was hilarious where the guy was like, I don't know why there's 3,000 pink frogs on the branches. It's like, oh, well, he's not able to use his imagination as well as Lego had hoped, I guess. Brickdad Build says announced mid-January as the Valentine's GWP. Yeah, but if they're not announcing the winner till February 1st, it doesn't give too much time for the Valentine's GWP
the set might be available February 1st.
Okay.
That could be.
There you go.
Since we're low on Lego news, let's go ahead and I'm going to drop you another link, Jesse. Let's go ahead and just real quick discuss the 2023 Valentine's Day set. This ridiculous. And now I can't find the private chat. There it is. The Hedgehog Picnic. Give you a second to find that there. I have.
Mushroom?
What's that?
Isn't that the one with the vented mushroom?
With the vented mushroom, yeah. There is zero reason for there to be a mushroom in there. Someone suggested that it was like there's a creeper hiding in there, and that's how they're like viewing the hedgehog. What is going on? This is one of the craziest Lego sets I've ever seen. Jesse, you did a Gonzo Lego sets with me over the summer. That was Gonzo Lego themes. If we did Gonzo Lego sets, this would be number 1. This would be the ultimate, like, what the hell were they thinking? What is this set even? It's hedgehogs in love. Who does this? And the scale is crazy.
Yeah. Putting a heart in the top of the mushroom makes it so less mushroomy.
I know.
Get it? But like from this angle, it's like, what's going on here?
Right.
Just trying to identify that. I see the heart more than like there. I see the mushroom from the side. But
so Bam Crestel says he's not sure about this set. Chris Cummings says I haven't Googled if there are any Night of the Frogs horror movies. I'm sure Sci-Fi did something like that. G. Jacobson says, is it just me or does it feel like Lego keeps pumping out sets to see what sticks? Lego's also gotten ridiculously expensive. They are pumping out sets at a ridiculous rate. If you're born in 76 and that's what the 76 means, I talk about this all the time because I was also born in 76. Like in the 1980s, even the 1990s, you would get one catalog a year. And like it changed a bit in the 90s, probably late 80s when they started doing Pirates because that was an August release. But like you got one set. Let's say it's 1982. You get the catalog. They'd have City, Space Castle, Technic, Duplo, and then like maybe some basic sets. But those were the sets that came out that year.
Now they have all these crazy themes.
And they only brought new sets into one of the three themes. So like the city sets back then it was town. The town sets would sit on the shelves for 3 years. And then then there'd be a new one. But yeah, they had a tertiary schedule for like releasing new sets. And now it's like every month there's like over 100 new sets. It's insane. Okay, so this does ring a bell.
Has its own category.
90s was like a quarterly ad. It was a half year ad at first, like towards the end of the 80s, and then in the 90s they started doing a little bit more like slower release dates. And then by 2000, when they started doing the Star Wars stuff, and all the IP stuff, they started timing up their releases with movie releases. And now they're just like, hey, once a month, we're gonna give you just a ton of basket of crap. And like I said, like they're going to reach into that basket, throw it at the wall, and see what sticks. I mean, I think G. Jacobson is absolutely correct. Brick That Build says, but Lego didn't have as much competition from off-brands back in the 90s. True. Without a doubt. I mean, it's just, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's crazy. It is odd to think back to like, I would just be chomping at the bit in mid-December. Like we're out Christmas shopping, I'd try to sneak into KB Toys, or like hopefully we were going to Toys R Us for something. So I could open the lid of the Lego box and look into the cellophane, shake it around, and see if it had a new catalog in it. And if it had a new catalog in it, and I couldn't ask my parents for it, I mean, I would just like, I would lay awake at night, like I want to know what's in that catalog. I remember the first time I saw someone busted open a set in the aisle to like grab pieces out. My ass went over and like grabbed the catalog and threw it in my jacket. Like, oh my God, I can't believe someone did that. But I'm like, I got the catalog. And I think I was 17 years old when that happened. I think it was, I remember going with one of my coworkers from Little Caesars to a toy store after work. Weird the things we remember. Brick Dad Build says, oh, for sure, hoping for a new pirate set. Everyone is.
Yeah, where's the pirate theme in here? Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll do a quick double check. I think that's all the news worth talking about. Bringing up that hedgehog. It's always good to bring up that hedgehog set. Anything you guys are looking forward to for November releases?
It's November releases. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming.
Because it just happened. Which one, Joanne?
They always do. It used to be Bricktober and then Brick Friday. For Black Friday, they used to do Winter Village themed GWPs.
Oh yeah.
Now it's changed to be Brick Friday, so Black Friday, and then early December. So they've pushed it back over the last few years. But those two GWPs I always look forward to.
So we don't know what Black Friday, because I thought it was going to be the X Mansion actually. So
and that's already out.
That's out.
So that's
November
a November
1st.
Yeah, that's a November release. John was obviously looking forward to. How many did you buy?
No, I wasn't looking forward to it, and I wouldn't have bought it if my boss hadn't also bought one. So I only have like 3 more bags left to go.
So the new Captain America construction figure is the only thing I see in here that I don't necessarily recognize, and it might just be one of those that like when the images first came up, Ben and I ignored it because there's so much like Marvel all at the same time. The only other thing I see in here that I don't recognize besides the Captain America construction figure is like the Captain America versus Red Hulk battle, which I think we did actually talk about. We at least talked about that it was coming out because we talked about the Red Hulk. And then the Cyclone versus Metal Sonic, but these are all small sets. I'm surprised they're still doing the construction figures.
Yeah, I don't know who's buying them. I never see them at like conventions, of course. So what are you gonna do with it?
I can't even do the sponsors tonight because I would have to send you every link. This is ridiculous.
I mean, it works. I can bring up Lego, of course, and if you want me to just jump around, like
let's hit these real quick.
So there's this Captain Constructible figure.
Yep. Yeah, let's check this one out. Brick Dad Build says Toys R Us is coming back to Chicago. I heard that on the news the other day. Chris Cummings says he was born in '72, so any maxi figures I had were from garage sale used bricks, and their arms would loosen up really fast. My first Lego set was in 1997. Maxi figures like the homemaker, like the old basic style.
These are considered the homemaker ones.
Maxi figures. I had not heard that term before, but that's the first thing that popped into my mind was those things. I think I might have a couple of those. G. Jacobson says, lately I've been picking up bulk lots of Lego. I've been getting some great vintage parts. Check my mic real quick. See if that's me. Nope. All right. So yeah, what do you guys think of this? Construction figure for the new Captain America.
So it's the same shield that we had for Captain America. I mean, it is Captain America.
He pretty much takes over.
They got double use out of that, but they put these crazy wings in there. I don't know how else they would do it. Cheap.
Yeah, the plastic wings. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks good in a photo, but I don't know that I would want.
What I like about the wings is if you want to use them as sails on something, like maybe some sort of like solar sails on a spaceship, you at least have matching mirrored sides. So you don't have kind of what people have trouble with some of the pirate ship sails that only have the print on one side. Yeah, nothing too exciting for me here.
Yeah, not even too much craziness in the lifestyle shot here.
Oh, there's a lifestyle shot.
Or isn't this?
Yeah, pretty typical.
Yeah,
typical. Yeah.
A baseball in the foreground here. This lamp looks like it's useless.
Those plants are alive. That's weird.
Live plants and some pictures on the wall. Looks like
weird plant. Yeah. It's all brick built. I haven't seen too many of the new construction figures. Oh, and the wings are double sided at least. That's good too.
Yeah.
Does his helmet come off? No.
No. Yeah, it's like printed helmet base, or if you know, that's it.
Were either one of you into the construction figures? I thought the Star Wars ones for The Force Awakens looked pretty good. I wasn't interested in getting any of them, but I thought they did a good job with them.
Logan was younger when they came out, so we've got a couple of them. He never cared.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting. I wonder why they're doing another one, because it just doesn't seem to be anything that they really had a lot of success with or have brought into too many. Oh, they've got a few still, I guess. Yeah, G. Jacobson, do we live in the same city? Because there's a Toys R Us and the Macy's here too. You're not Rob Jacobson, are you? You might be. Let me know if you're not. Yeah, okay, it's something they're still doing. I wonder how these sell. But again, like G. Jacobson said, they try to throw as much at the wall to see what'll stick.
$30. I'll get somebody's $30.
Yeah, that Hulkbuster is not really a construction fig. You're Glenn Jacobson. Okay. All right, fair enough. In Chicago? Are you in Chicago?
Yeah, I haven't gotten any of these. Some of the Star Wars ones where they had the cape, I thought like the brown cape for a Jedi or something also would come into use for some different type of tent structure or something.
Right.
I think somebody made like a Jawa out of a whole bunch of them or something. Yeah.
That's cool.
I do have all of the Knights Kingdom 2 action figures that are those tall, but
I remember those Jayco's Kingdom.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had really cool capes and stuff, and they kind of came after Bionicles, and I really loved Bionicles. So
someone called them the Cran Knights.
Yeah.
I was like, that's an apt description. I don't mind that. That's funny.
It is.
This is the holiday page. Got all your holiday needs. Yeah, you guys probably talked about all that.
We have. Joellen, what are your thoughts? As long as we're on the holiday page, what are your thoughts on everything that's coming out new Christmas this year?
I like the Santa's post office Santa's village, because now there's 4 pieces to actually build a little Santa's Village starter kind of display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
It's almost like I can see you doubling that up and it being like a Winter Village welcome center.
I also am thinking of changing the blue to green. I saw somebody mock that up in studio, and it was really pretty as green.
It sounds pretty.
Could be done.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it. Anybody who is doesn't know how Joellen builds, go ahead and check out 3 episodes, 2 episodes, 2 weeks ago, our live stream where Joellen showed how she modifies existing sets to be better into a modular format.
I've put this together, the playability of putting the envelopes in the balloon and then dropping them down this chute to this chute into this thing and then separating them into green and red is pretty clever.
So Chris Cummings says those big figures seem too technic parts wise. I prefer the Star Wars minifigure mechs. And they come out with a ton of minifigure mechs. Oh my goodness. You like those for the parts, Chris Cummings? Or you like the actual like playability, the articulation? Or the builds, I guess, if you said they're too technic, the other construction figures, as we call them in the AFOL community.
All these new printed letters were nice too to get in this one.
Do you have this one yet, Joellen?
No, I don't. I'm waiting till Brick Friday when I can buy 3 of them all in one go.
Ah, nice. Looking forward to seeing that. Is that going to make it to Brickworld Holiday Joy?
No, because it's part of Santa's Village, not the Winter Village. So it'll probably make it.
Looking forward to seeing it in Indy.
Yeah, here's some printed elements.
I'm glad we get more elves.
Yeah,
some more elves.
You're gonna have tons of them to modify if you get 3 of these. What'd you say, Joellen? Sorry.
I said that means the price of the elf hats goes down.
Yeah.
Now that there's another set with them.
Is that something they ever have in Pick-a-Brick?
No, not usually.
Yeah, that's probably because they only release it in a set like once a year, not every year either.
Once every 3 to 4 years, actually.
Eesh.
They got the roof off here, or like they're still halfway. Yeah, it's interesting how they put that one together. Oh, there's like the new collection, I guess.
Do you get all the
2, 3, 4.
All the ornaments and everything, Joellen?
I have gotten most of them, and the ones I miss, Elisa usually gets, so I buy them from her.
Nice. Chris Cummings says both parts and builds. I sometimes use the excuse I'm playing with the Lego to rehearse for YouTube content that I never get around to. Hey, I understand that very well. I got all sorts of files ready with the videos to go that haven't gone anywhere. It's the life of a content creator. Oh, and you can put them all on a shelf just like this in your house because I'm sure that fits perfectly just the way they showed it. That looks Photoshopped to me. Do they have a holiday tab? So you said you do.
Oh, that was the holiday tab.
I'm looking for it in the catalog here, so I can see it on a bigger screen because my eyes are getting old. Creator expert? I don't know where I'd find this if I just wanted like. Anyway. All right, so that's our news. Our news segment. Oh yes, we're gonna go ahead and skip the sponsors because it would take a lot. Actually, let's do 2 of them. There are 2 of them that I want to bring up here that we haven't talked about before. But let's see, private chat. If you can go ahead and bring this one up for me, Jesse. This is I hate being handicapped like this.
Oh, that's the hedgehog.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I might have dropped another different one in there too. I'm just dropping.
Yeah, I just got to drag them over and then I think I have to. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
That's, which one is this? Pops.
Yep, you got it. All right, so Pop's Block Shop we owe a big thank you to, because he sent out a message when we posted in Discord that we were looking for, I don't know, 10 more subscribers to get up to 1,000, which we finally reached last week. He sent out a message to all his followers, and it ticked up right after he sent that message. I think he had a lot to do with getting people over to our stream. Hopefully the people he recommended the stream to are enjoying it. And so thank you to Pop's Block Shop. If you're unaware of who he is, here's his YouTube channel right here. If you're interested in reselling, he does a lot of like sharing his experience as a reseller, but he does all of the Brickworld expos and of course the convention as well as a vendor. And he's got some really cool live streams and some fun social media stuff. You can follow him on all sorts of channels, as well as Superhawk Bricks, who is in the chat tonight. We talked about if you check out Superhawk Bricks on TikTok. Unfortunately, they're not here. And of course, we talk about ACOB every week. ACOB's stream is Thursday nights. It's ACOB, a couple of brickheads. You can check them out on YouTube every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. You can check out 8 p.m. Central. You can check out their live stream if you're into Lego Star Wars. You definitely want to check them out. Very fun group of people, and it's pretty much a 52-week hype show for Brickworld Chicago, and we appreciate their support a lot. And then Jesse, if you can bring up that last link, another vendor who does a lot of our shows, and perhaps Joellen is more equipped to tell us about Big Kid Bricks.
Yeah.
As while he's pulling that up, you can go ahead and tell us about Big Kid Bricks, Joellen.
Big Kid Bricks does custom printing on Lego minifigures, and it's all the stuff that basically Lego doesn't make, and he also makes other versions of some of the things that Lego does make.
He's got a really cool shop there in Fort Wayne where
Yep.
Joellen works, and they do they do all their printing there. I got to take a little tour of it when we went and did Brickworld Fort Wayne, and the fun part is Ben and I are going to try to weasel our way into not only the Darth sock fig that we were talking about potentially making. Ben and I have some new ideas that we are not yet ready to bring up, but we definitely are interested in some other things that we could do. That's bigkidbricks.com.
One of the business cards.
Oh, nice.
I got these golden elf.
The Elven
Knights. I could not resist. There's the spearman and
the archer.
The archer. They lasted in you got Big Kid Will, right? Will came to Minnesota here recently and picked these up. Super high quality. Can't wait to use them.
He's got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, he also makes custom weapons and stuff, accessories.
Oh yeah.
He's got superhero stuff and
got some capes.
Capes and
golden weapons. He hooked me up. He's a good guy. I always get his Marvel stuff, but now that I'm doing D&D, it's like I need some of these fantasy things. Elven warriors. I'm in.
A couple of years ago at Brickworld Fort Wayne, there was a girl who just about died because he had a Taylor Swift figure.
Oh,
he sells out so fast.
Yeah.
He's got 2 versions of her, and they both, it's hard to keep them in stock. She sells out so fast.
Yeah, I bet. It's like a Joe Trupia at Citizen Brick did a Volodymyr Zelensky figure that he was not able to keep in stock. I don't think he still offers it, but he certainly went viral for making that figure. So G. Jacobson asks, who here is from Illinois? Well, I am in Chicago, and there's a number of people in the chat who are also from Illinois. Brickworld starting in Chicago. A lot of the people we know and a lot of people we're closest with are from Illinois. So I believe Brick Dad Builds is Bam Crest Hill. That's Crest Hill by Joliet, Illinois. And I can't think off the top of my head which other ones are, but yeah, quite a bit of the Tainted are from Illinois. Yeah, so Big Kid Bricks, great supporter of Brickworld, does quite a few of our shows. And they have a great store nearby. If you're ever in Fort Wayne, go by and check them out. But definitely check out their website and see if there's anything you're missing from your collection that they're making that you would like to see. So I'll go ahead and after this next segment, I may play a longer clip and take a bathroom break. But for now, I'm doing all right. So let's talk about this week's insane Lego leak that we found that I'm very excited about. And we usually don't talk about leaks here on the show, but I'm incredibly excited about this. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this over to you in the chat, Jesse. You let me know when you are ready. And I guess the reason we don't talk leaks here is because I don't know, it just feels right to us. I know Ben and I have discussed it before, and like we could see stuff coming out. We know what the other influencers are talking about when it comes to their insane Lego leaks, and you can see things like pretty much weekly lists of things coming out. But here we go. Let's real quick, if you don't mind hitting the slideshow button, Jesse. We're going to talk about the Lego Otter real quick because it's a part that I've been really excited about. If this is your first time joining the stream, you may not know I happen to be an otter myself. That's why the song, my walk-up song, talks about Mark being an otter. So what that means is a slim man who is hairy. This is something that comes from the gay community. Large men who are hairy are called bears, and therefore we need to put everyone into some sort of animal category, apparently. And I happen to be an otter, therefore I love otters. Otters are cute, otters are fun. And so when this set first came out, this is the first appearance of an otter in a Lego set. This set first came out, I knew when they used Hermione's Patronus that they had the otter mold and they were going to make us real otters. And they certainly did. If you want to look at the next slide, Jesse. So this was Hermione's Patronus, and apparently it floats around just like that. I'm looking at my screen going like, why hasn't Jesse changed the slide yet? Because I'm looking at the wrong screen, trying to follow along in my actual slideshow. And so that was the playability with this. It is transparent light blue or medium blue or something like that. It's a really cool piece.
Glitter.
It's the glitter blue. Okay. It really only has one use. I mean, unless you're going to come up with like a really, really creative story for it, it can really only be used as Hermione's Patronus in any of the other sets that they're going to do, unless they come up with their own Ghost Otter line, which they might be getting close to. We'll see. We're sticking to a specific theme here for a reason. So Jesse, if you go ahead and hit slide 3 there, this is when we first saw the otter piece in the city line. This was the ATV and otter habitat, which I believe those two things go together quite a lot in real life. I was excited about this. I bought the set and I've still not opened it, so I've never actually had my hands on a Lego
otter. You get two otters with this one because there's two otters. All right.
Yeah, which is a good buy. This is the Otter Battle Pack, as they called it. And if you want to go ahead and hit the next slide, look at how cute these things are.
There we go.
And that is an excellent mold. Lego's really, since the initial horse, which was like the only animal we ever had until I don't even remember when. I think maybe the cat would have been next. So G. Jacobson says that he bought 2 of them just for the otters. I think that's really the only reason to buy that. I mean, it's a cool ATV, but it's not as cool as the otters. Brick Dad Builds is in West Chicago. And then if you go ahead and hit the next slide, Jesse. So the Friends Otter Rescue Center or Sea Rescue Center, whatever, the abysmally priced $50 set with 376 pieces comes with a new otter mold. If you go ahead and hit the next slide, this cute thing where it's on its belly, it's a little more playful, it's definitely more cartoony, it's definitely in the Friends line, but they've got this, it was the, it's the dawning of the age of the otter in Lego sets, and hopefully we'll see some more. Go ahead and hit the next slide there, Jesse. I'm just going to move us real quick here. I like the configuration you're using, but if you look, whoops, I'm picking my nose. What is that? If you look at this, there we go. What does Lego think otters do? They think they swim on tails like porpoises? Like it's cute. They've been rescued. They're being
like they're dancing around on their tail.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think they're available. I don't think they're able to do that. And so if you hit the next slide, the only reason I brought up this...
stuck looking at that transparent blue, like curved slope piece though. Wow.
I don't know what that is. I actually looked at that too. It looks like it's several pieces together. The one at the bottom of the water slide.
On the right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Should look it up on Bricklink. And get an answer to that because I was interested in that as well. So the only reason I bring up this lifestyle shot, I just want to know, did they glue the otter to or like maybe they used like a
slide or
silly putty? Yeah, Like we really need to see this in
Probably.
play. They need to understand that otter can slide down the slide. That just bugged me a little bit here.
Is it not in action or not? Yeah, poser.
Otter or Sea Rescue Center. I'll look this up and we'll see what those pieces are. But if you go ahead and hit the next slide, these are the exciting leaked images I found this week of Lego's new line.
Wow.
Called Otter World. I could
Otter
not be
World.
more excited about this. This is
I would
definitely
totally buy that.
so would I in a heartbeat. This is definitely real.
Loving
Oops,
the
wrong one.
transparent aquarium piece. That's great.
If I'm gonna hit the wrong banner, why did I hit its name is Booble? Okay, so this is definitely real. This is definitely a real leak. It's not fake. And I'm super excited about where they're going with this. Funny thing to me here is that I don't know why one of the otters is a hybrid shark as well. You see that blue guy there, like in the center?
Is he an otter too? Or yeah, he's got the faces without the whiskers. The whiskers a new upgrade. I like it.
He's got the fin, the shark fin. There's some cool jellyfish molds in there. That's kind of my favorite part. But I mean, just the otters are really cute. Like they're really stepping up their otter game with the real whiskers. This is otter madness, says Brickdead Builds. City otters are much better, says Bam Crest Hill. Whoops, went the wrong way.
They have posable arms in this one. We need a tail that can, like the alligator, flap back and forth.
Yes, totally.
That'd be great.
I also like the swamp trees, the swamp grass. I don't know what that represents because I don't think they really live in swamps so much, but I'm excited about this. They're kind of like I like the below water, above water habitats that they're exploring. Other thoughts on this, you guys?
Pre-ML Mary what?
I have no idea why they can't spell preliminary.
I love that the little stamp has a little otter face in it, though.
Yeah, me too. That's the best part. At least they got product image correct. You don't know how many times I asked it to spell preliminary correctly. I could have fixed it in Photoshop, but I was running out of time. See, this is what I do.
Otter
Brickdead Builds. Instead of adding your name to the thank you members card, I spend time making fake primary product image stickers. But go ahead and check this. I think this is, who said this is Otter Madness? It was Brickdead Builds. I think you're right. I think this is going to be rather Otter Madnessy because check out this next set that leaked from Otter World. Ooh. Otters on safari with Wi-Fi.
Otter Wi-Fi safari.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know why they appear to be conducting the safari, but I'm excited that there's going to be giraffes and zebras. I've been waiting for zebras for a long time. I remember there's in the 90s there was an idea book that had a zebra print on it because you were supposed to be able to put it on the side of the monorail for some reason. Or on the side of a bus or something. I think I put mine on the side of a monorail because I was making a zoo.
This one's going to come with an exclusive Safari Lookout owl character in the background or something.
I was just going to say, what, a flying otter or what in the...
Sometimes I don't think Lego, with their preliminary images, knows exactly what animal they're making.
Preliminary.
Primary.
Yeah, the two. I can't make them out. The two by the pond there, but the one up in the tree fort, like an owl character.
Yeah, I at first I thought it was a falcon, but I think Joellen is correct. When I looked closely at it, it does seem to maybe have talons coming down, but it definitely does also appear to be an otter face. There's also some sort of like cheetah alligator, like way in the back on the right by the trees, like hiding in the grass. I don't know. I don't think Lego knew what they were doing with it quite yet. So they just like, let's make it a cheetah and an alligator, and we'll decide when we, put this through the entire research and development process. But I like the little hats on the otters. That's cute.
Yeah. Looks like the giraffe on the left took a big gulp of water and it's still stuck in its throat.
Yeah, I know, right? It tried to eat something that's not going down correctly. Yeah, other thoughts on this set, you guys?
The vehicles, yeah, pretty basic.
I like the otter minifigs though.
Me too. I really like the
Yeah.
otter minifigures. That's another thing I might need to talk to Will about. Because if we saw how much I ended up loving Apocalypse,
Those are great.
I think I'm going to end up loving this as well. So Brick Dad Build suggested that's a flying aardvark. And then Papa Rex asks, who pooped by the watering hole? And that's a good question, because there's definitely a pile of poop there. Also, the rock in the foreground, not the first one, but the second one behind it, by that giraffe on the right, that rock appears to have a tail.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's why this is odd. So that's a good question. Keep that question in mind. When did the otters evolve? And because the first set they showed, they were just regular otters living in the water. Let's take a look at the next one, which is fun, I think.
Whoa.
It's their jungle hideout. Who they're hiding from, I don't know. There's a very tiny military vehicle in there. But there's some oddities in this one. Yeah.
Wow.
There's some weird stuff happening. But I like the fact that they have they live in some sort of ruins, or they built that themselves in that cave. They built themselves like a nice sort of cave back there with Doric columns, Ionic columns. I'm not sure which. I forgot my art history already. But yeah, cute jungle hideout. Again, the minifigures are a doorbell. Ding dong. G. Jacobson says, now that looks like a set I would consider buying just for the pool.
Okay.
I do like the double level. Yeah, I do like the double level pool. Sometimes the comments come in a little slow, so I was making sure there wasn't a pool in the last one. There is a watering hole.
Yeah.
I like the jungle trees.
Are great.
There's no L exclamation point.
There's no what?
L on that. It's poo exclamation point. Not pool.
Oh, thank you.
Just for the poo. Oh, they're buying
I saw that as an L. Buy it just for the poo. Thank you. Are these otters or muskrats? Sir, how dare you? G. Jacobson, I apologize for getting that incorrect. Oh boy. There's something about Gen Xers where just the simple word poo will make me laugh to the point where I can't speak clearly. Any snakes in that set, Mr. Jones? I'm confused as to why that vehicle is so small.
That could be maybe solved in the upcoming animated cartoon coming to a theater near you, Otterworld.
Yeah, it might be it might belong to that little gray man that's next to the otter on the bridge. Maybe he's driving that truck.
What about one, the hidden camouflage one in the center of the screen?
Isn't that genius? You got to really look for that one.
It's got a camouflaged leg. He's that's the chameleon.
I love the flying banana peel. I mean, it looks like the otter on the bridge is throwing it over his shoulder.
Oh yeah, there you go. Have a banana, then raid some tombs.
Indiana Jones in for a release date. Yeah, I have no other information but these images. What's the next one? An Arctic expedition. What do you know? Yeah,
wow.
It's a good idea. I mean, they're really expanding this, and Chris Cummings suggested they're not only evolving, they are they're being quite industrious. They have their own Arctic outpost. Yeah.
Solar panels or windows up there.
Yeah. Gray polar bears. Also, the otter all the way on the with horns. Yeah, is that what, they're like wampa bears. They're gray wampa bears.
Yeah.
The otter all the way on the right seems to be
mining. Yeah.
Evolving in real time into a kangaroo, a tauntaun. I don't know.
Bigger tail. Yeah. They pushing around. What are they mining? This is what?
I don't know. I don't know. But maybe there's
because they're collecting this green. It must be coming from under the water, right?
It's got to be like
maybe
Disney.
It's powering that boat.
Love that some of them have clothes and some of them don't.
Correct. They're evolving in real time. I like that some of them have evolved into Jesus baby seals that can walk on the water.
The guy with the hat is great. Oh,
yeah. Not only has he evolved, he's cold.
Hat. Yeah.
I like that the one on the right in front of the one that's evolving directly into a tauntaun before our very eyes. Apparently, he's trying to figure out snowshoes. He's going to invent snowshoes. All he's figured out is the net part so far. Yeah, interesting. What's next? What?
Whoa.
European Canal City. Why do we need this? Longshoreman otter. Yeah, that's what that is. I think this is when I realized when I saw this that I'm like, Otter World literally means Otter World. It's kind of like Apocalypse, but instead of them like fighting to keep the world, they've won. They've won the apocalypse. These mutated otters.
It's over. Yeah.
And yeah, they've this is reconstruction. They put the world back together, and it belongs to them. G. Jacobson says the price point is going to be at least $159.95, which comes with 75 pieces and a brick separator. Yeah, because there's so many figures in it. Agreed. One by Steps is fishing with a net. There was, yeah, in the last one there was one that was fishing with a net. I don't think otters need nets necessarily, but maybe with their human arms and legs, they've kind of lost the ability to hunt as well as they used to. So maybe they need to use nets now. Yeah, this is cute. I would buy it just for the houses. I mean, populate it with, I don't, what is there, 75 otter minifigures in this set?
It's a bit crowded. This must be one of their holidays in Otter World.
I guess so.
And there's 3 orange dolphins or flying fish or something.
Yeah, there certainly are, aren't there? Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's almost like Lego used ChatGPT to come up with the preliminary images for these. What's next? It's amazing how many preliminary images I found for this, and none of them really look like they're from the same line or from the same wave. But yeah, I guess Otter Sky Base is next. The floating rock.
Wow.
This is quite a different world we're living in. I think these are maybe the cutest otter minifigures out of the whole bunch.
They ran out of space on land and they started developing flying fortresses.
Yeah, we've got agreement on these price points here. Price point is the same as Botanical Garden, $339.99, and G. Jacobs says it'll be at least $300. So yeah, I think each one of these seems to be like a $300 set. Actually, I don't know why there's a Ferris wheel in this set. I don't know why that's needed.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. And it's kind of micro scale down there versus.
Yeah.
Is the top minifig or is it micro scale that whole thing? Because the figures are just flying around this thing, but there's not really a figure on the island.
Yeah. That would really annoy me if the island itself was a micro figure and like all these little airships.
Like nanoscale. And then you get these minifigs that don't fit on it's like the Disney little micro castles.
I was trying to figure out what those lanterns were, but looking at it now, if you right under the words Otter World, there does appear to be an otter in a ship just holding that lantern, which makes me think that it's actually a balloon, and we're supposed to believe that he can fly that entire ship in the air just by holding that particular balloon.
Right, that's the balloon part of that ship. Okay.
So BrickDad Builds think that this is Blockleverse. Wait, I think this one is I think he means Blockleverse. Blockleverse inspired. Good point. It might be. I mean, things are starting to look kind of Photoshoppy. Chris Cummings says, "Is this the backup theme if Lego is to lose the Star Wars IP? Maybe this is what they're going to replace Ninjago with."
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. What's next? Oh, cool. I'd be into this.
Your hair has evolved again.
I know. So now they have weird human bowl cuts.
Yeah.
Also, if this is Atlantis, why is there water underwater?
And if they're evolving, why do they now need flippers?
That's a really good question. What is in his hand in the bottom right? Looks like everyone else is stealing some sort of, or mining some sort of jewel.
Right.
I don't know what that is. Maybe a dog food lid. G. Jacobson says, well, Lego brought out Animal Crossing sets. This must be a new twist. Ooh, good point. It's called Heavy Water. Oh, I didn't pay attention in Earth science.
Heavy water in underwater, yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's what they're mining. They're mining even heavier water.
I think there was only one more image that leaked, and I think it's a lifestyle shot.
Okay.
I love this picture so much. I'm so excited about this line just because of the model they chose for their lifestyle shots. Now,
Wow.
I will say, I did ask for an otter, bro, bro,
Bro.
bro. Yeah. Um, so yes, it really didn't understand what I meant by slim. It was giving me like these really skinny, emaciated dudes, and I was like, that's not what an otter is. Otters aren't like one step away from death skinny. And then I couldn't get a good balance between more muscle and like this is the best I can get between like emaciated and skinny, or emaciated and like having like an athletic build. And I will say one thing I did is I gave it a picture of me building, and I was like, make it look like this person, and this is what it came up with. And I was like, well, thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you very much. Yes, that is a good facsimile of my body. Anyway, what's great about this shot that I found, this real Lego Leak set shot that
Sure.
lifestyle shot that I found, um, is that they found somebody like Ben and I always say, who's the set for? It's for the man who is an otter and lives with otters and builds sitting in his otter pond in his backyard.
That's it.
So as Chris Cummings says, we'll have to we have to be one set away from a space set. Unfortunately, we were not. And then G. Jacobson said it at the same time, and they're like, get out of my brain. Otter Wars may be the next wave, but it seems like this is all coming out in one wave. Papa Rex asked, "Do you even otter, bro?" And Pink Shirt gives it away. Hell yes! I asked for a pink shirt, and Ben always says it's probably some buff dude in overalls. And I don't ask for overalls. I ask for it once, and ChatGPT seems to think I like that.
It seems compatible with these Duplo-ish blocks now.
Right.
Which is great. I love the Duplo everywhere. Like it's behind the model, it's in his hand, it's in front of him.
I might have photoshopped a lot of this together with the actual images of the sets that it gave us, because it wouldn't take the actual sets and put them into the image. It just kept giving me these awful, weird melted Duplo bricks.
Okay.
So yeah, then I just like, and this is some pretty bad photoshopping, by the way. This guy's much smaller than he looks. So G. Jacobson is holding his phone. It's in an otter box. I also have an otter box. Is this? Yes. Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you guys about Otter World?
Oh, 11.
I think that's the only right answer. I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot, Jesse. How excited are you about Otter World?
Well, I'm not into the Animal Crossing as much as you guys, but I'll give it a solid 8.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. I respect that. I'm also at 11. Like one might even say 13, but I'm definitely at least 11.
Tells a good story. The evolution of the otter. It's very telling tale.
Yeah, certainly is. A lot of cool pieces. Definitely need those. I need every single figure, except for the that half evolved into a Tauntaun one. Let's, if you don't mind, Jesse, bring up the run of show.
With the fishing hat for sure.
Yeah, the ones in the hats are cute. 100%. Because what's next?
Okay, I think I have to stop and then reshare. That's all I know.
And I could have checked the show run myself. It is. Jury's out, just venting. Jury's out sounds like a close call. So Jesse, looks like I'm sending you another slideshow.
Earning my keep here today.
And no kidding. I was like, can I give you co-hosting? Thank goodness I did. Oh, I can turn off that damn banner. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave that on for so long. Private chat, Jesse, here you go. Here's our next, here's our close call slideshow. And if you don't mind, as soon as this one comes up, if you could change it to full screen so people don't see what's coming up. I might be trolling Ben a bit with this one because he's not here this week and we control him. We can troll him, not we control him. We can troll him as he's out for the evening. He might be watching by now. I don't know what time he's going to be on his way back. He seemed to think that his this was going to go on very late. So our first close call of the evening, which one had a more positive impact on the Lego community? The Lego movie or Lego Masters TV show? we got some good suggestions in the meantime for Otter Wars, Solo Otter, Princess Otter, and Darth Flipper. Brick Dad Build says, not my theme, but I totally parted out faster than a Sonic camping trip. Good point. Brick Dad Builds is voting for the movie. Papa Rex is voting for the movie. G. Jacobson says, we Otter buy a new Lego set soon. I pointed because I thought he was going to say we Otters got to stick together, and I was like, yes, you're also an Otter. But that's not what he said. He was punning.
The movie.
We've got a lot of votes. I guess this isn't a close call. A lot
positive
of people are saying
impact is, the message behind the movie. The father giving up, letting the kid play with the set in the basement, and even Lego Movie 2, playing with the star system and all that. I think the Lego Masters is showing some skills and building under a clock and stuff. I don't know that the positive impact is there, but it has grown the community, I would say. I'm definitely friends with several members that have been on the US shows, and they are giving back and making the Lego community what the positive impact of that show is. And some people might disagree, of course.
Brick Dad Build says movie spans ages with play aspect, which includes everyone. Joellen, your thoughts on this topic?
I'm kind of split because I love the Lego movie, but I think Lego Masters has kind of taught people what an AFOL is and actually how to say Lego and Lego correctly.
Yeah,
singular
right.
and plural.
Yeah, listening to Amy and Jamie on their little tutorials.
They do the
snot technique and
what is snot, what's an AFOL, and so I think in that aspect it did boost the AFOL community, but I think both of them have really done quite a bit.
Oh yeah, it's not just positive impact; it's on the community. That's right. That's the question.
And Brick Dad Build says Lego Masters on builder oriented, not the play side. I agree with both of you on this, and I think like impacting the Lego community kind of works both ways. And like, does it impact like the AFOL community? Does it put the AFOL community in a good light? Does it connect more people to the Lego community? I think the best year on record, the best year on record for attendance for Brickworld shows was the year the Lego movie came out. Like, I think it really hit them. If the pandemic hadn't happened in the first year of Lego Masters, who knows what would have happened? But trust me, I know. I bought the company that year. We were kind of hoping for that type of boon, and not necessarily Boone Langston. Pun alert again. Although everyone loves Boone Langston, I didn't say we weren't hoping for him. Love Boone, not what I meant. I think the Lego movie was a more positive, fully positive experience, and that kind of the way that we're represented sometimes through the Lego Masters show, just because the Lego Masters show in the States has decided to be really overproduced and really sit them down. And those interviews seem forced to me. Like they seem like they're repeating the same thing over and over again until they get the take they want, where they seem like they're really bubbly or they're really this, or like they're like, it seems like they're being forced to act sometimes. Chris Cummings says, I heard the movie was the Lego group acknowledging AFOLs and their contributions. They've done that a lot more over the years. I remember back in the first couple of years of Brickworld Chicago, they would send representatives because they were interested in what was going on with the Lego community. And of course, like the nerds would herd around the designers and be like, why don't you do this? Why don't you bring back Monorail? Why don't you bring back Fabuland? Who said that? Who said that to them? And they were like, the adult community represents a very small part of our sales. And that's certainly changed. That is not the case anymore. That's certainly not their view of it. Adults welcome is one of their taglines, Brick Dad Build says, not even more positive, but more impactful to the community. Both of them very positive. Yeah, I think this is a close call. I think the Lego movie, if it had kept its status as a franchise, because I think, Jesse, as you said, the second movie was pretty good, and it continued it continued that theme.
Yeah, it had a positive message for sure.
Exactly. I think they lost it by trying to connect it to the Ninjago movie. Like I literally talked to people like, I like the first two movies, but then I was really confused by the Ninjago movie. I was just like, well, what about Lego Batman? Because that's the best superhero movie ever made. Chris Cummings says Lego Masters informs the normal people that Lego is great. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it does. It certainly hasn't hurt drawing attention to AFOL expos and conventions.
I think the Lego Movie 2 was a whole family thing. The kids got involved and the adults loved it too. Lego Masters isn't really geared towards kids because it's a lot of more intricate building and time constraints and that kind of stuff.
Then who is the humor geared at? Because the humor is so stupid. I kind of wonder if, like, because it seems like that's what they're trying to do, is like make it appealing to kids with the bad. They're not even good joke setups. Like you can see anything coming a mile away. So it seems to me like they're trying to. With what is that?
Running around upstairs.
Oh, the dog's here.
It's got to be right.
Yeah, the dog came back down. Sorry.
Dragging a tin can.
Like Australia or
her food bowl.
Lego Masters.
What's that, Jolyn?
Have you ever watched any of the other Lego Masters, like Australia or anything?
Yes, I love the Australian version.
Huge difference between Lego Masters for the United States audience and Lego Masters for everybody else.
Yeah, I watched the UK version as well.
Dumb jokes and long lead up for the US ones, but I don't see that in the other ones.
Yeah, agreed. That's a really good point. And like I think like they've put off the premiere of this season by a lot for some reason, which makes me wonder if it's going to be a mid-season replacement or if they're not giving it the same. I wonder how its ratings are, if its advertising dollars are doing what they wanted it to. But what I like about the Australian version is like they just kind of capture it like any other reality show. I'm sure things are still produced, but not overproduced like the American version. And they just seem like they're more allowed to be themselves in the Australian version. The UK version, I only watched the first couple seasons. Wow, it's very, very dry. It's they're definitely not producing any. They're not trying to produce any drama into it. It is incredibly dry, but it's entertaining in that way because they just let them build and they actually talk about builds and that they're not like trying to shove a bunch of jokes into things. Jay, when people just force jokes into things like fake Lego leaks, Brickworld Build says Lego tried to branch it, which killed it, same as classic Pirates and Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a really good point. I think that's definitely what happened to the Lego movies. They have some new contract for Lego movies. I don't know when they're coming or like what sort of format they're going to be in, but we really need a Lego Batman 2 because that was super smart. G. Jacobson says, I have a list of parts I wish Lego would produce. Can we get a 2x2 tile with a hole in it? They make a round one. Yeah. That's what these poor designers would have to deal with. Like, why did you change the lamp holder piece? It used to have a thin ring and now it has a thick ring. Like like these poor designers that were like, I don't know what piece you're talking about. All right. So I think we proved that's a pretty close call. And I think at first everyone was saying Lego movie, but after having a discussion, I think it's closer for me than it was because I was really going to say Lego movie as well. Maybe the Tainted's still on the Lego movie side, but but yeah, look at me. Ben usually does these. So I made a good close call. There are like, I have like 6 more. So let's hit the next one.
All right, let's check it out. Let's see, did it do it?
Now, nobody is going to be inhibited by Ben's presence on this next question. So you guys can be as honest as you want to be. Ben's not here. You guys, Yellow Castle, Bay or Brew?
I love the Yellow Castle, and I'm only a few pieces away from compiling all the pieces.
What pieces are you missing? The yellow winch?
No, I have that one. Some of the arches and some of the taller slopes.
Oh yeah, I bet you are. Are you missing the double convex slope?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Bay. Boo? Bro. Anyway.
Bro.
Amy Schultz prefers the gray castle. Jesse, thoughts on the yellow castle? Is it Bay or Boo?
Boo. I like my molded horses. I like my sharper swords. I like, the armor pieces are really, I didn't know what some of these like old style capes and little armor pieces were when I found them. I'm glad it led to what it, you have to have beginnings to get to where you're at. So thanks for that, but see you later. I'm not gonna recreate this.
The rumor is that why it was yellow was because he didn't want kids to break apart a great castle and rebuild war toys.
I swear to God, I'll have to see if I can actually find it, because what I remember reading was they used yellow because it was the closest that they had to tan, and they wanted to build like a sand-colored castle. Well, and like a lot of the stone in Europe, these castles are either like dark brown or tan-ish. Like gray is more of a new castle color. Like you see Windsor looks like that, or like the Palace looks like that. This
can't be tied to the war factor. I mean, these are warring castle knights. Right?
You can make a gun out of that black horse. It looks like it's already halfway there.
The whole theme of attacking, though, like it's an army.
Yeah, they have jousts and swords, or what are the, not jousts? What are the? Yeah, never mind. Axes, literal battle. Why are they in the tower with the axes? By the way, they gonna throw those from up there? No. So it's in between for me. Like it's not a close. I don't want to boo it. I don't want to bay it. I don't bay because I'm not a millennial. It just worked with the alliteration. I think it's a cool set. I appreciate the nostalgia of it. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, they have a castle, like, and I think the nostalgia is definitely worth something. I don't think it's the best. Obviously, it's not the best castle ever. It's a good castle. I will say that structure-wise, the way you could open it up, it's hinged, the way you can play with it, the way it had a tower in the back and the towers on the sides and a walkway that connected. Like that was cooler than some of the other castles we've gotten in some of these waves of castle coming forward. But it's definitely not the best thing, but it's definitely not awful. Yellow, yeah, that was just a sign of the times, but they came out with something cool that was much different than anything else they had. They were kind of merging what they did with animals, like brick-built animals and other lines, and like now people are riding them. And yeah, the capes are weird, but they did use that cape as the apron for the blacksmith in the Black Falcon's Fortress line. We got lots of opinions coming in here. Chris Cummings says, but a yellow castle might be of the Middle East color with the history of war in that region. Perchance. Brickdad Build says, first Lego weapon was a sword, but no war, right?
Yeah. No war. What's this?
Chris Cummings says, Germany has desert color tiger tanks. Yep, exactly. G. Jacobson says, you got to remember when the Yellow Castle came out, Lego had a very, very limited color palette. Remember their logo? That's why the Brickworld logo used to be what it was, because the original owners decided that they were going to make the color palette. One of the original owners decided that they wanted the color palette to be the first 5 colors that Lego produced. So it was black, yellow, red, black and
white, yellow,
white,
red,
blue.
White and blue were the ones that was, yeah, exactly. And so, and like even green didn't come around. Well, green was earlier because of base plates. Yeah.
Years for the green to be a color.
And they didn't use it in anything but base plates at first. Didn't come out in brick until like, what was that, Joanne?
Base plates and plants, like the
old
flat trees.
The spruce trees.
No, the flat ones.
Oh, the flat, yeah, like the Samsonite ones, like the
They're real Lego. I mean, they're not the Samsonite Lego, but they're. Well, where did I stick them?
Like the Fabuland ones, because Fabuland was 1980, and they had green roof pieces in that. Well, no, because they didn't at first. They had brick-built roofs at first, so it took a couple of years for those to come out. Hold on, Jeez. I got you. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I thought those were in the Samsonite lines.
Oh, dang!
I thought those were in like the
feet, and some of them don't.
Yes, that's the same. They had the same feet on the Fabuland trees. Thank you for showing us that piece. I love your knowledge of Lego history. I used to be prolific like that, but you're like, you blow me out of the water now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I remember about 95% of everything I read.
Yeah.
So it just tends to stick.
Brickdad Builds, this is an idea. I wish you should have texted me this one, because this would be fun to do to Ben.
Ooh.
Too late. We'll find a way to sneak it in. We'll throw it in some horror themed episode that we do. I don't know what that would look like. Or we'll do it in Lego Crimes. Like, is this a crime? I turned the yellow castle gray. What do you think of it now? G. Jacobson says, plus I think they didn't want to promote war. Yeah, we definitely think so too. What were you saying, Joanne?
They didn't want to promote modern warfare.
Exactly.
Historical was okay with them.
Exactly. Yeah. Slightly okay, because none of these were too rough.
Yeah.
It's not like there was like they didn't give us intestines to spill out on the battlefield. What toy does though? Why did I say that? Chris Cummings says no Little Orphan Annie playsets. Angie Jacobson says, "Are you talking about the HO scale trees?" That's what I thought too. That's maybe that's what I was looking for, because there was some sort of train. I associate that era with the Samsonite era, where they made them out of ABS when they sold them with Samsonite, but they initially, Joellen, correct me if I'm wrong, sold them through the Samsonite catalog in the UK, right?
No, Samsonite was US licensed to distribute.
It was the US?
Samsonite was in the US.
This is why we love our co-hosts.
There you
guys
go.
Can do so much more than we can on our own.
And,
1960s.
And stuff and trees and stuff were all HO scale. They had die-cast cars and trucks, and the little HO figs are only about half.
Yes.
I have one, but he's on the wall behind me. Super tiny.
Those early catalogs look almost exactly like the catalog that we would get for my dad's train sets that he would have at the hobby shop. Like, they were basically doing the exact same thing that model railroaders were doing, just out of plastic building blocks. So cool. Yeah. So another, no one thinks it's Bay, no one thinks it's Boo. Am I right?
Right. It's Bro.
It's Bro.
Yeah, there we go.
Yellow Castle is Bro. Chris Cummings says, because her adopted dad was Daddy Warbucks, but she could be a minifigure today, the comic character had no pupils. I am so lost on why we're talking about Little Orphan Annie. I may be on live stream brain. G. Jacobson says, I have a ton of old brick patent pending. With the waffle bottoms and the thicker, like, what's it called? The thicker logo on the stud. There was a guy when I lived in California. He was a huge Lego fan. He was a big collector, and he had a bunch of brick that the Lego logo had been printed at the wrong orientation.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was cool. Let's see, what is it typically? I don't know. My eyes can't see that close anymore. Damn it! I hate aging. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We talked a little bit about this tonight. So, when you're building, when you're talking about MOCs, let's turn off this logo here so that we can actually read the questions.
Sorry.
No, my fault. So smooth everything over or let the studs show? Do we put tile and everything, or do you want to see studs showing? It doesn't mean all studs. Okay, what does it depend on?
Sidewalks and stuff like that and roads are all smooth, but I leave my terrain with studs because I really just don't want to tile that much.
Yeah.
It's like grass. You can have, studs.
Grass and snow, even though snow when it first falls is really smooth, I still studs because I just don't want to tile that much.
Right. So what do you do with sidewalks? Because I know you like to put up minifig stories. Do you leave studs in certain places, or do you come up with the story and then take the tiles out?
No, I mix together. I have a bin that has all my sidewalks are kind of random. So I use 2x2 tiles in both light and dark gray, bluish gray, and then 1x2s and 1x1s. And I just kind of reach in and start with a whole bunch of 2x2s and put them all down, and then fill in with some 1x2s, and then 1x1s, and I intersperse some jumpers.
I love the way you do that because I like the look of like the randomness of so this happened to me at Legoland. Someone said to me, like, I really like the way you do random colors because it looks really good. And so the next thing I came by, the next thing I was building, they came by and they're like, you changed the way you do random. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, it doesn't look as random as the last one you did. I'm like, but I'm doing it randomly. I'm like, actually, he's like, I know. And they're like, well, there's too much of a cluster over here. And I was like, I found this story. Maybe we'll do this for the next Lego crimes because it's not about Lego. It's about being random. How they caught a bank robber who thought they were choosing random locations, but they found the pattern and guessed the next bank that he was going to rob because your brain can't do random. Your brain will always find a pattern.
There's a Numbers episode, TV show Numbers, and he tells everybody, put yourselves in a random order in this room, and everybody's equidistant from each other. And that he goes, that's not mathematically random. You'd have groupings of people in no people over here, and then 4 people over there to be random.
Yeah.
And so I remember that every time I do sidewalks, is because I want to space them out and make it all nice and neat, and I have to force myself to put 2 2x2 squares of the same color right next to each other to intentionally make it actually random.
It fills my heart with warmth that I found some randomness nerds just like me. So what this guy said to me was like, he's like, well, the last one, he's like, it was all interspersed. In this one, there's like a bunch of clusters of like this color. And I'm like, because that's how randomness works. I'm like, maybe the last one looked more checkered because I picked them out that way. But like that's not even how they tell you to do. Like if you lay a hardwood floor, they're like, mix up the boxes, like just open a new box this amount of time away from this so that it looks like, that's not a good example, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Getting a little bit, we have lots of opinions about this in the Tainted. My eyes are getting worse, you guys. Let's see. So G. Jacobson says, yep, which I believe means he does have a lot of waffle bottom pieces. I have a whole thing of them, and I don't know what to do with them. I want to donate them to the charity auction. I just know that people will know that that's what they are. G. Jacobson says it depends.
I am.
Brick Dad Build says mixed. We need textures to communicate elements. Amy Schultz says, I like the tile look, but it is a lot of extra work. Brick Dad Build says chemical imbalance can create random from normal. Interesting. I did not know that. G. Jacobson says, I like to add textures to sidewalks. You have to leave cracks and trip hazards for the minifigs. Good
trip
point.
Hazards.
Random fandom. And then
Random fandom.
Gives us some hearts. Let's get some hearts.
Hey.
I actually don't like to make anything that's completely smooth. I like to let the Lego logo show in the stuff that I build. So like this is, for me, it's not necessarily a close call, but it's also in the way I worded it. I said, smooth everything, which nobody seems to want to smooth everything, and nobody seems to want to let all the studs show. I don't want to let all of them show, so I guess I'm saying the same thing you guys are.
Yeah.
It's not just the work though. It's not just that it like takes a lot of work to tile everything. It's that I like to see the Lego studs because it shows that it's Lego. G. Jacobson says random is just algorithms that haven't been identified yet. And it may be very unnecessary to identify them. Cool. So that one was relatively easy. What are we looking at next? So Ben creates amazing MOCs really fast. Is that impressive or annoying?
Oh.
I know.
So
Same.
annoying. So annoying. Can't believe this guy.
I know, he's so prolific and he's so good at it. Like it's not just like he built something. There's a lot there. There's a lot of really good stuff there every week. And you guys, we're in kind of a drought for him because like there's been times where he's brought on 3 new things at a time.
Right.
And he's bringing on he's working on one thing, but there's like tons of great stuff done on it every week.
I don't know how he does it. And he's doing family stuff. Like I'm a single
and
guy.
Has a full-time job.
I could do Lego as much as I wanted in my free time.
And he works in compliance. It's not like he just says like, oh, like I'm not going to diminish any other job. So I won't say it's not like he's anything else. I'll cut myself off there. But he works in compliance. He has 2 children, one of which he coaches their flag football team. And then the others have they all have other activities going on.
Yeah.
Family to balance. And then he does this every week. He's got something amazing to show. Even the week where he was like, I don't really have anything. It was
Pick a
really
lane,
amazing stuff.
Ben. Space, castle, mechs. Come on. Like you can't. Dad.
Is he just one of those Is he just one of those people that only sleeps like 4 hours a day?
Right.
It doesn't seem to be that. Although we do meet rather late at night, so maybe that's it at this point. A little THC and I'll build a tree. Fair enough. I think so. Like one of the things Ben asked me is like, I don't remember when we had this conversation. Maybe it was on the stream. I don't know anymore, you guys. He's like, "Is that why you picked me for the live stream?" And I was like, "Oh, maybe it was. I think that was in our meeting. Is that why you picked me for the live stream? Something that happened like in person like ages ago. He's like, I think that's why you picked me for this. I'm like, no. It was because when we would have Eurobricks calls, he and I would stay on afterwards and like show each other like our personal MOCs. And so once we were done talking about the collaborative, we're like, well, what else are you working on? And then we just critique each other so like easily. Like I'm not afraid of insulting him. I know that I can say like this, like last week when I was like, I'm like the crenellations on that tower, no. Like please no, you can't do that one. But it's also because like and this wasn't even anything I was thinking. It's something I picked up on. He was a great choice for a co-host because my brainchild for this was to be like, let's show each other the progress on our MOCs every week and critique them. And he creates so much faster than I do. So at least there's something happening with builds every week because there's been a month that I haven't built. And like, but it's so much more interesting to watch than most other people I know because he creates so much and because there's something new to see every week. Look at me. I've been working on the same creation for over a year. So this wasn't even really a close call. This was like a let's praise Ben as much as we can.
Amazing.
Any other thoughts on how awesome Ben is before we move on?
Either answer is praising him.
Oh, that's Mike's voice. That's that's Ben.
Either answer is praising him. Even if you're annoyed by it, it's because you're impressed.
Good point. Mike, you can feel free to come in and join us.
He's happy being behind the scenes.
Shout from the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Even his we made little minifigures of all of us to put in a dance party. His is back behind the scenes holding a thing of wires.
There he is.
That's appropriate.
So
this guy says something. He says that, blah, blah, blah. We don't. All right, what's the next topic?
We have.
This may be a quick flash in the pan. Better Animal Crossing NPC, Celeste or Leaf? Either one of you guys play Animal Crossing?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay. So this is fun. Here, so let me set the scene for you and see if the chat has any input on this at all. This is where I may lose my great close call streak here. So what happens in the game is like non-playable characters come in at not random intervals, not random at all. There's a certain algorithm to it. And you can get certain things from them. What Leaf brings is like rare flowers, rare shrubs, and rare farming starts like carrots and pumpkins and sugarcane, stuff like that. And then Celeste, she stops by whenever there's a meteor shower. So you can wish on falling stars in Animal Crossing. And then when she shows up, and then she'll give you a specific recipe where you can craft something that you can build with the star fragments that fall when you wish on the star. And so she makes things like there's an Aquarius urn, and there's like a Scorpio lamp, and there's like a Taurus tub. And so she gives you special recipes. One of them is like the Moonlander, which I've never built. Hold on, I have to burp, you guys. Sorry. Wow. So between those two, I don't know how you guys feel, if that's enough for you to make a decision, plants or stars. Any thoughts on that whatsoever? The chat is silent.
Nobody else is playing it. I like the cosmic story. I would definitely be looking for Celeste and creating some cosmic creations.
And when you build it, you can bring it back to her and show it to her, and she'll tell you a story about the myth behind the constellation.
Wow.
This guy, the C Cerberus guy, says Celeste. Joellen, thoughts on those two concepts?
I would have picked Celeste because she's cuter.
Right. Well, Leaf is a three-toed tree sloth.
Okay.
So he's adorable, even though that's not the best representation of a three-toed tree sloth. But yeah, Celeste is adorable. Agreed. All right. Well, fair enough. We got one vote from the chat, and you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. Go ahead to the next slide, Jesse. Better Animal Crossing set. The Celeste set or the Leaf set?
Don't have either. So that is a character in there.
Well, no one has these yet because they won't be released till January 1st. So Stargazing with Celeste or Leaf's Caravan Garden Shop. Thoughts?
I like the stars and the moons and the telescope and the little book with the star chart in it. It's got the purple flowers there in the background too. That's nice. The other one has the old flowers.
Joellen?
I like the book that Celeste has, but Mike just pointed out that I could probably turn that trailer into a pumpkin because it already kind of looks like a pumpkin.
Good point.
So
good point.
That'd probably be it because I could reconfigure it.
So the Z Cerberus guy says, "Oh, I switched to Leaf because apparently he's also a three-toed sloth." And Brickdad Builds votes for the Caravan. I think, yeah, this is like a parts-wise, figure-wise thing. I'm a little torn, but the thing that really tips me towards Celeste is they're finally coming out with different flowers. Like the Animal Crossing games are all about this different foliage you can grow. I ranted about this last week about how you can you have to crossbreed the flowers to get the kinds that you want. Like there's all sorts of difficulties, and how can you get carrots? How do you get pumpkins? How do you get all the colored pumpkins? And they've really left this out. This aspect, they've really left out, and I think they're missing out on an opportunity. And they keep coming out with new flower molds, but they haven't put them in the Animal Crossing sets. But finally, we have purple roses in the Stargazing with Celeste set. So I lean towards the Stargazing with Celeste set because it has Celeste, who is the cuter of the two, hands down, by the way. And it finally has a different color flower that is from the game and means something to people who have played it.
That's it.
Are there pears in Animal Crossing, like pear trees?
In New Leaf, but not New Horizons.
Ugh.
I know.
I need pears because I need pear trees for.
But if you look, it's
pears.
possible they brought in stuff from New Leaf and from Pocket Camp. So, because the theme is Animal Crossing, it's not Animal Crossing New Horizons. So you might see pear trees at some point. Actually, I think
we just got the peach just recently.
Yeah, there's something coming out in one of them that looked like pears to me. But they have cherry trees, orange trees, apple trees, peach trees. Did I already say cherry? Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm missing a couple. Anyway, it's been a while since I played, and I'm on the spot, so I'm like, I don't know what to say. Chris Cummings says, I'm lucky if I allow for myself or get to build for a few hours a week, much less to play a video game these days. Lego Star Wars is my favorite video game, and Resident Evil from 1997. I played that in real time during a thunderstorm, and by myself. The first time I met the demon dogs, I was like, I turned it off. G. Jacobson says, does it come with an otter? If it doesn't, I don't want it. Thank you, Glenn. Brickdad Build says, you know who has other flower molds? Fun Hole. Fun Hole. All right, so it seems like this is a close call. Maybe not as fun. Go ahead into the next one, and we'll see if you guys even know what I'm talking about. So Jason Kelsey, in the wrong or in the right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't watch too much pop culture.
Joellen, do you know what I mean?
News.
Oh, I don't sports.
Oh, this didn't happen on the field. Go ahead and hit the next slide there, Jesse.
I don't know what he did.
So here's the pop culture thing of the week, and it's close call, and we'll talk about it. I have a very specific opinion about it, but I'll save it to the end. Okay, well, Jason who? Okay, maybe you guys won't want to talk about this at all. So what happened is Jason Kelsey, he's a retired NFL player, and he happens to be the brother of Travis Kelsey, who is dating Taylor Swift. And okay, so Brickdad Build says in the wrong, so we have one vote for in the wrong. He was being followed by some frat boy influencer trying to get video on his phone, and he's trying to push this guy's buttons. So Jason Kelsey, who's 6'4" and 200 some odd pounds, ripped his phone out of his hands and smashed it on the ground. Was he wrong or was he right?
That's wrong.
It's wrong. You both think so?
I think so.
Fair enough.
He wasn't being accosted. He wasn't being touched or anything. by this paparazzi person, and when you are somewhat famous, paparazzi is a thing. It
You have
sucks.
to deal with it. Yeah.
But if they don't touch you or like harm you and get in your way type things.
So Brickdead Build says fanboys antagonize him. He fell to it. Maybe he means fell for it, I think. Stud Sidious says I blame Taylor Swift. That's Swifty rage. He's kidding. Hey, Stud Sidious. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. G. Jacobson says he might be a few bricks short of a full load. G. Jacobson also says sad. All right. So let me take a step further. What he said when he took the guy's phone out of his hand and slammed it on the ground, he said, "Who's the F word now?" And not the F word that rhymes with duck, the F word that rhymes with maggot. So Chris Cummings says wrong, but he could have taken the phone and recorded a rant and gave the phone back. Statistic says I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, but I met her when she dated John Mayer. Oh wow, that's a thing that happened. I didn't know that. He was childhood neighbor. John was way worse with paparazzi. It also says John was such a jerk when he moved to Hollywood. Interesting. We're getting celebrity gossip in the Tainted. Who would guess? Okay, so with that information in mind, wrong or right?
Mike said it can be understandable but still wrong.
Stud Sidious says,
but it's still wrong that he took the guy's phone and smashed it.
People getting in your face, pushing your buttons. I mean, sometimes control. It can be understandable, but still wrong. There's
so I'm not going to show the footage here, but it's all over the place. So the smashing is still more the concern than the slur that he used.
No, both are wrong.
Yeah, nobody should ever use that word ever.
What if, and I'm peeling back another layer here, what if the guy following him said, "How do you feel that your brother's an F word, not the F word that rhymes with duck, but the F word that rhymes with maggot, and is dating Taylor Swift?" And that's when he turned around and grabbed the guy's phone, smashed it on the ground, and said what he said. Change anything?
No, because words are still words. I mean, yes, they hurt, but one is destruction of property, and
yeah,
the entire situation is wrong. But
yeah,
G. Jacobson says I couldn't name one Taylor Swift song. Stud City says I had back-to-back knee surgeries, so I've. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to bring it up. I knew that happened to you. Glad you're doing better. Glad to see you here. Brickdad Build says physical is not an equal retaliation. Yep, we'll get onto that because I'm about to go in the same boat you are. Not for knee surgeries, but I'll be taking a medical leave real soon. G. Jacobson says 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts do. Oaktown Bricks is here. Say hello. I have a bit of I reacted a bit differently to this. So I saw it from the perspective because there's like 15 different angles of this out there because everyone's on their phone nowadays, right? Especially when there's like a celebrity around. And so I saw it from the perspective of the guy who was following him and called his brother this name. And that triggers something in me where I'm just like, God, just that word gets thrown around so easily sometimes. And when he turned around and did that, I was like, I wish I could have done that to every D-bag in my life who called me that. And I had a positive reaction to seeing how it went down, to be honest. And one of the things that annoys me a lot watching a lot of social media, which I do now, trying to get the brand built through Brickworld, is like how many people, it's not just paparazzi for these people anymore, how many just random people are swarming around these guys trying this, not just athletes, just anybody who knows, anyone who has any sort of following, especially when it comes to influencers who are women on their own being harassed by people and recording it and like feeling like they have the right to do it, to just go say anything they want to. Yes, you shouldn't break someone's phone, but he didn't punch the guy in the face. Yes, he'll probably have to pay for it. Yes, there's tons of video evidence. He might have like a misdemeanor charge or some sort of battery charge for breaking the guy's phone. He'll probably have to pay for it. I'm still not terribly upset to have seen it happen the way it did. That was my initial reaction anyway. Seeing everyone's reaction tonight, I'm just kind of like, all right, maybe I'm leaning a little bit too much on the bro side. But that was my initial reaction to seeing it happen.
Yeah, I had actually heard the story before, so that was my response. Why it was understandable, but still wrong.
Yeah. Just turn the other cheek forever.
I don't know, but I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Nick and Bricks agrees it still isn't appropriate. They were words used to solicit a response, and he fell for it. Let's see. Stud Sidious also says I had kidney issues and then fell in the shower like a true old fart. My luck has been so bad. I've had similar bad luck lately. We should have a conversation. So, okay. I guess not a close call. I thought it would be. But apparently I was wrong. Brick Dad Build says I'm not faulting Jason, but position of celebrity requires more restraint also. Yeah. Stud Sidious says I was never a big Swiftie, but she was really down to earth when I met her. I remember when John first got famous. We went to see Elf in the theater, and he went off on people taking his picture. Okay, we really don't like John Mayer, apparently. Meaning Stud. Interesting though, because he sings so gently. All right, so that's our last close call. And I think we only have rants. And are we going to be here next week? Which, a spoiler alert, we will be. Ben and I will be back at 7 p.m. Central next week. Do you guys have rants? Because we can always skip it if you don't want to rant. I don't think Ben likes ranting very much. I don't want to put you on the spot.
I only have one and only Lego rant, and I did it 2 weeks ago. So.
All right, so Joellen opts out. Jesse, would you like to rant this week?
I haven't prepared one.
All right. I will rant on my own and watch my own timer. Let's do this, I guess. And I'll start my own piece of cake, which I usually start it anyway, so that's not anything new. Okay, Nintendo, if that is your real name, which I highly doubt it is, will you please release at least some tidbit of information about the Switch 2 already? I do want to know. That is one of the reasons I'm asking. But I also feel really, really bad for these Nintendo influencers. I don't know if I can make that into one word. But they are creating live stream after live stream off of every little rumor they hear. And so there'll be something on a Tuesday, and they're like, the live stream is going to happen. The Nintendo announcement is going to happen tomorrow because so-and-so said it, and they've always been right about their information. And then that poor streamer, their live stream is pointless 24 hours later because it's not happening. You announced it last year that it was going to happen before the end of the fiscal year, and people are chomping at the bit, frothing at the mouth, falling all over themselves for information about the Nintendo Switch 2. Please let them off the hook so they can stop making these cringy live streams about every single rumor they hear. Thank you for hearing me out. And that's a minute.
Oof. Nintendo.
Yeah. You guys have any thoughts on the Switch 2 coming out?
I don't have Switch 1.
Joellen?
I don't have a Switch, but both of the males in my house have one. So Mike says that he wishes it would come out now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't. I think there might be a chip shortage or some other sort of manufacturing or some sort of third-party game thing going on. But I would imagine, people kept saying March. It's going to happen in March. I'm like, what a dumb time of year to release a new gaming system. Release it before Christmas, and I just imagine they'll be in the black before Black Friday. Giancarlo, hi. G. Jacobson says the problem with society is people, especially the younger generation, are so self-centered and have no respect for anyone or anything. I couldn't have put it better than myself, except without that last thing. Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly kind of what my point was. I'm feeling so aggravated with him. I don't deal with the paparazzi myself, but it annoys me that people feel so entitled to just go and push people's buttons. Stud City says, I wouldn't want cameras in my face either, but if you're famous, that's part of it. Still, I mean, it's part of it, but I especially picking it, just digging into somebody else's family. There comes a point where people just need to calm down. It's on both of them. At least. Stud City says he was so shy in school since we were kids. Are you still talking about John Mayer? Nick and Brick said I'd ask him for a Rolex. And it says he's known for his watch collection, right? I don't know. Stud City says, he used to give us great gifts when he came home for Christmas. Jason Kelsey is known for being kind of unhinged in the first place. So don't chase him trying to provoke a reaction out of him. You might get it in a way you don't want. G. Jacobson says, cameras are everywhere. That comes with the fame. I would have handled the situation differently. Yeah, so would I have, because I'm 5'7" and I weigh 165 pounds. Brickdad Build says, I hope they don't charge the cartridges to new style. Oh, you change. Yes, I read that wrong. You spelled it right. I think it's going to be backwards compatible. That's what they apparently said from the beginning. No, they did. I saw that one on the Nintendo Direct. Stud City says his guitar collection is insane. It's an entire apartment in New York City full of guitars. What, you guys? Chris Cummings says, I want to hear a rant about the new Jabba sail barge. I don't need to build every scene from my favorite movies, especially the scenes I can't stand. Well, you said you're looking to create some YouTube content. You create that rant yourself, sir. So he says, he's the only guy I know that got famous. He hated cameras just like this topic. Interesting. All right. Any thoughts, you guys, before we wrap up tonight about any of the topics we covered this week?
Man, just happy to be here. Thanks for having me and giving me the abilities to help you out and slideshows and all the crazy technical things.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. How would we have shared any of the slideshow presentations tonight?
It'd have been.
I'd have been like,
know.
Okay, I have to
draw a sketch and hold it up to the paper.
Hold my phone up, like log in on my phone. I have to restart my computer. So please come back to YouTube for the new link. Like, and maybe as co-host you would have been able to stay in here if I ducked out, but I wasn't sure, and I forgot to ask. I was panicking. Oh, you can? That was why I did it in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
as long as you don't hit the end stream button yourself, you could leave and not have a co-host, and Joellen could just keep the whole show going for another hour. Kind of like when Larry's tower fell over. Yeah. And it was just you and Troy.
Oh, right.
And you guys
Reed was gone.
Yes, and Reed was gone.
Yeah. Brickdad Bill says, on the Jason topic, if he had headphones on, there wouldn't be a story. Nick and Brick says, I just wear camera glasses everywhere. You got a camera on me. I got video on you. Stud City says, I used to run through the halls of high school and we kicked down the double doors. Yeah, that song. I have a love-hate relationship with that song. Rants are fun. I need to do this more often. What a fun stream. Thank you, G. Jacobson. Appreciate you a lot. Jesse Joellen, thank you for joining. Joellen, your thoughts on this week? Any lingering thoughts on any of the topics we covered?
Not really. I had a lot of fun.
Yay, good. Me too. Thank you guys both so much. I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate you helping me out in a week that Ben wasn't here. It was a really smooth stream. It was nice having you guys here. I felt very comfortable. It felt at home, just as if it was like a normal stream. Appreciate, of course. Out. Totally. That's what we want the stream to be. And thank you, the Tainted, of course, for your support. Thanks for getting us to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for coming back week after week. Thanks for smashing that like button if you like this. Hopefully you did. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. We hope to see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. And Joellen and Jesse hang out in the green room for a second afterwards. Just for fun. Bye, everybody.
Welcome to Blockleverse, no souls around. Cheap sights and sounds, no life to be found. Photoshop toys on twin Siamese. Fathers and sons making IEDs. Welcome to the Blockleverse, everyone is checked. Water slides are funny, hands are grotesque. Car pest police, house cake topped off. Minnie's passed out, her head's popped off. Welcome to the Blockleverse, where dreams distort. Bad Photoshop, orphans in an eastern port.